What's up, Flannelverse and Run Pure Sports? This is the first collaboration of the season of Flannelverse with Run Pure Sports. I am here with John Surabian. We're going to be doing some DraftKings best ball drafts. Please do join us, and please like the video if you have not already done so. Make sure you're subscribed to both of our channels. We'll be doing these shows every Tuesday is the plan, as long as we're not on vacation, etc. We're going to start though by talking about the rankings we have here, which are John's personal rankings. John sent them to me before the stream. I've looked very briefly at some of these rankings just to kind of see, if we're on the same page. Some of the players I'm looking for specifically. And starting at 101, I see you, John. You have Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson. First of all, John, we haven't actually talked in a while since last best ball season. I don't think we've talked like face to face. So good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I have a new member of the family. I just had a kid a couple weeks ago. So
congrats. Is this
yes,
your first kid? How many
it's
kids
our first kid too.
Oh,
so
that's
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we've talked since then, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. Honestly, just had a baby boy about 5 weeks ago. He's 5 weeks old. So
that's
been
great.
Dealing with a lot of sleepless nights, but that's okay. He's worth it.
So I can't complain about my sleepless nights due to my puppy.
No. Is your puppy really giving you sleepless nights?
He also is not even a puppy. He's 3 years old, but a new dog that is giving us some sleepless nights.
At least, Neil. Okay, at least let me just throw this out there. You don't have to wake up or wake your kid up to feed him every 2.5 hours.
I mean, I joke because it's clearly much tougher to raise a child than to have a dog.
I mean, I don't know. I got a dog too, and we treat him almost like a child. Like,
in a lot of ways. We definitely do also, but I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and feed him. It's been a little bit of an adjustment because my wife goes to work in the morning, and we're on the issue is that we're on very different sleep schedules. So my wife goes to bed 4 hours before I do most nights, and then the dog wakes up with her. And he is very, very attached to her and is a little bit afraid of me. But so I wake up to him, she leaves for work, and he starts howling. He's just so upset that she has left and wakes me up, and then I don't fall back asleep. So I think the solution is that I need to adjust to her sleep schedule, and which I've never done before, but I'm thinking about doing it now just because, the sleep has been a little bit rough.
Yeah, it sounds like I actually caught a little bit of your show yesterday, and I heard you say like I'm exhausted. I didn't know why you were exhausted, but you said something like, "I think I only got one in me" or something. And in my head, I was going, "Man, you better rest up for tomorrow." I mean, we can't just be a one and done on this show, so we better. Hopefully, you got some sleep here.
I got about 6 hours last night, which is I started tracking about a month ago. I got the Apple Watch.
There you go.
And I decided to start tracking my sleep, and I've got 8 hours or more twice in the month that I've been tracking. So I've learned that I just don't sleep nearly enough in general, but I feel way better today after 6 hours than yesterday. Like, honestly, I was hallucinating. Like, I swear to God, I was just did not feel like I could exist in the world. I was like looking through the later names in drafts, and I was like, I don't know who that is, which is bizarre for me. So, so some of the rookies, like, I know not all of them, but I know who most of them are. Rookies that I've probably drafted 50 times. I'm like, I can't think of who that is right now. I was that level of tired.
You were that out of it, huh? We got to get you on a prime schedule. I saw you like grabbing rim and stuff like that. You come on, you can't be fading on us like this first draft. We got to get you ready to go. I got to get you some tips or something like that to get you. Do you cold plunge in the morning? We got to get you cold plunging.
Oh, really? You do cold plunge in the morning? That sounds so awful.
You gotta. We got a schedule. I got a routine for you, Neil. We'll get you on a good routine. You'll be ready to roll.
Do you have like a special cold plunger, like a special tub that you use, or just like
yeah. I have a Polar Dive one. It's just like a blow up one. I have it right out on my deck outside in the back. And there's like a chiller, that you plug in and stuff like that. And it's freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. 3 minutes a day. I've been working my way. I want to get to like 35 degrees. That's the dangerous side of me. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm at like 45 degrees. And slowly, it's a process with those type of things. You want to work your way in slowly. So I'm at like 45, and I do 3 minutes in the morning, and That's my goal, is the 3 minutes and slowly work my way there.
Remind me where you are. You're in Northeast.
Yeah, I'm 45 minutes west of Boston.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it sounds miserable to me. Like, is it not just a miserable experience to wake up and get in a cold plunge? Like, all I want is to like a hot shower.
I will say this. You might feel miserable during it, but when you get out, you feel amazing.
Okay.
You feel absolutely amazing. So the start, like getting in, see, the key is, Neil, you can't just like dip in, like dip your toes in and then slowly go in. You just got to go in. Like you got to just step in, both feet, 1, 2, and just sink right down. And also you got to get your head fully under immediately.
Okay.
So people do this thing where they think they shouldn't get their head wet until at the end, but really you should do it before, because your body goes in this state. I forget what the state is called, but it's like a fight or flight state or whatever. And when you come back out, it's a lot easier for your body to pretty much like adapt. So people do it wrong. You actually want to get like your whole body in immediately once you get in. You don't want to do the thing where you like put your, like when you're a kid, you'd like touch the water with your feet and you'd be like, oh, that's cold. And you'd like go back out. Nope. You want to just go right in there, fully in, and then just, right to your shoulders, right above your shoulders, sit there for 3 minutes.
Breaking Board says catatonic. Is that the word you're looking for?
It might be. I'm not sure. It might be.
And I don't want to like talk about, we're going to do some best ball, guys. Don't worry. But I just have to ask, you do something hot after, right? Like you get in a hot shower, you get in a sauna.
So
right?
you're supposed to do, so I'll do that. And then I'll do my workout. Normally I'm in a fasted state through this whole process. So I'll do that. And then I'll do my workout, because I'm not trying to be anything competitive. I'm just trying to work out to be healthy. Yeah. Not trying to break records. And then after either a hot shower or a sauna. I don't have a sauna at my house. Actually, I have 3 brothers. 2 of them actually have saunas, and they're within
one of my 2 has a sauna. And so same thing.
One, when I can, I'll go there. If not, hot shower.
Okay. But you work out before that. So you don't like get out and immediately get into something hot. You get out of your cold plunge, then you work out, then you, okay.
Yeah. Get out, you work out. I'm telling you, you feel great. You'll feel great.
Interesting.
Your body feels so much better.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do that because it sounds too miserable for me, but I'll maybe eventually you'll convince me, because it's because I don't sleep well. I could use some tips, but man, does that sound miserable.
It also supposedly is supposed to help you sleep. I don't see as much of the benefits because I have the kid that screams every 2.5 hours, but I've heard from a lot of people it helps them sleep like a baby.
Circulation benefits are amazing.
Rick knows. Rick, by the way, drinks warm water with me, okay, out of our stainless steel cups, Neil, warm water, and he knows about cold plunge. See, he knows all the water tips.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that I hear you and I believe you, and I think, but is it worth it? Because it sounds that miserable to me.
It's a process that you have to like, you can't just like fully dive into. You got to like take it really slow. So like the first time you do it, honestly, you're not going to go too cold. You're going to put it at like friggin' 59 degrees and you're going to get in there, and you're going to maybe be in there for a minute.
Okay.
And then you slowly work 1.5 minutes. Next week, you try and do 2 minutes or 1:45, and you slowly work up to the 3 minutes, but you don't want to do any longer than that. You want to do about like 12 minutes a week is kind of the goal, but you don't want to do it like in long periods of time. You want to do it because you want it to be a shock to the body, like a shock to the system in the morning.
Okay.
You get it? As opposed to like one long, it's the same thing with the sauna. You don't want a long sauna. You want like 15, 20 minutes a couple times a week.
Okay. Beth Baller says maybe start with a cold shower. That's not a bad idea.
That's how I started. Yeah. I started with cold showers. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably talk about this throughout the summer as something that John's doing. Maybe something I'll try eventually.
There you go. We'll get you there. It's summer, so it's the best time to try things.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely true.
Including best ball, by the way, people.
Including best ball. This is Felix, right? Pican. This is Felix Castro.
Man, I wish you could change his name to Felix Castro. I won $1 million on DraftKings a couple years ago, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
And my guy Breaking Boards here, who also shipped, forget what I think he shipped the DraftKings contest last year. I'm blanking on it, but he's also a
in
big
best
time
ball or DFS.
best ball,
Oh, wow.
big time best ball guy too, Breaking Boards. So
Nice.
I have to get him on one of these days. We're going to get him on a stream here soon. So he's a good dude though.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, good to see all of you. I see several in the Run Pure chat, some in the Flannelverse chat as well. Good to see you all here. We're going to get into a draft in a minute. We also got asked how long we in for. I don't know, 1 to 2 drafts, I think, somewhere. I don't know what your timing is like.
I got whatever. I got as much time as you have, buddy. So
okay.
Your ship. I'm just here.
All right. We'll probably do 2 drafts. I'm guessing we'll make it through 2 drafts today. We'll start real quick, just looking at some of these. So first of all, you have Gibbs over Bijan. We're on the same page there. That one to me is like better offense. David Montgomery no longer there. Pretty straightforward, right? Do you have anything to add there?
Well, I mean, you could play both ways when it comes to like no David Montgomery, no Tyler Algier. I do think David Montgomery might have been a little more of a threat than Tyler Algier just overall, but still, I think you could be fair to say that cancels it out. So, okay, the next step, I trust the quarterback more than I trust Tua and Michael Penix. The next step, I trust the offense as a whole in Detroit a little more than I trust the offense in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So I think you can bring it to a few different things here. Better team overall, probably going to have more chances to score. You know what I mean? More chances for Gibbs to, get into the box. And I mean, Pacheco, is that really a threat to Gibbs like David? I don't think so. So.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think he's nearly as good as David Montgomery. So yeah, we are on the same page there. Paul, I'd like you to clarify what this means. I found 18 to 6 fasting to improve my sleep quality. 18 to 6.
So 18 to 6, what he's saying is he fasts for about 18 hours during the day. There's 24-hour day period, obviously. So he fasts during an 18 hours of the day. And then he has a 6-hour window where he eats, which is normally every day. And this is what I do every single day. It's called intermittent fasting. It's personal. And I will say this too. I used to own a gym. I've worked with a ton of different people, weight loss goals, all that type of stuff. I can tell you that every diet is not for everyone. There's diets that work for people. And then there's that like the same diet that will work for 10 people at my gym, and they won't work for 10 other people at my gym. So it's different for everyone, but I will say this is what's worked for me. The 6-hour window though is key. You want the 6-hour window between lunchtime and the early portions of dinner time. So like normally you want it to start around 12 or 1 and finish. You don't want to be eating dinner or that late window. You want it to end by 7 at the most, because you don't want to eat late. Like if I could give anyone any like advice on trying to lose weight, what's like one thing I would tell you to stop doing immediately, outside of like drinking alcohol and soda, which is horrible for you? Don't snack late. Yeah. Once you eat dinner, be done. That's like the best piece of advice. Do not, because snacking is where everyone gets into that, like the glucose levels go crazy, and then you try to sleep, and that's when your body does a lot of the fat burning. A lot of it is when you sleep, right? So this is another reason why when people have kids and stuff, it's a lot harder to, burn fat, and then, they get the dad bods, Neil. But that's like one big thing. So the 18 to 6 fasting period is like, it's worked for me. I've done this for, I don't know, like 15 years now.
I mean, I have no doubt that it works really well to only eat for a 6 year, but it just seems really difficult. And I admittedly do a lot of late night snacking. I've been cutting back to just like popcorn at night instead of like full on, eating 600 calories in the evening. But and that has been a transition, and it has worked a little bit. But I'm
telling you, no snacking. Like, just cut out the snacking. Don't eat dinner past 7. Try and eat it at like 5 or 6, and then just stop eating after that point. Eat whatever you want before there, but that's the thing with the 18 to 6 window, Neil.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
And yes, Jim, Mountain Dew, definitely not healthy. Just throwing that one out there.
McCaffrey and Taylor you have behind Amon-Ra St. Brown, and CeeDee Lamb. That's a little bit of a take.
Yeah, I will say, when you go through my ranks, you're going to see some things that are very in line with the field, but then some things that are very different from the field. And I do take stands. That doesn't mean that when I'm trying to correlate and stuff, I won't accept some, correlation into my best ball builds in certain scenarios. But for the most part, like those stands, if you're someone who's not drafting, 1,000 teams for best ball, right, Neil? I think people like some stands here. I think people like to, be a little different and, with their, I don't know, 20 lineups or 50 lineups, even 100, whatever it is. But if you're someone drafting like, 500 best ball teams or 1,000, I still, you don't want to get too crazy from the field. But yeah, my rankings are going to make you different from the field because like stuff like that, I just think CD and Amon-Ra are so safe. And I think it's almost like undervalued how safe they are. CD was hurt last year. Amon-Ra played hurt at the end of the year, but the guy is just a warrior. Like he never misses games. I can't believe he played in that game. I still can't. I still think back to that game saying to myself, I remember saying it live on whatever show I was doing with Big T, and I was just like, there's no way this guy plays. Like I refuse. I know he's a workout warrior and I know he's tough. There's just no, and then not only does he play, Neil, but he actually is like in the game plan. Like he's not just the decoy. Like it was crazy. So I don't know how you don't like the safety and security with him is so good. And JT, I can poke holes in. Like JT was a second, third round pick wherever last year. And now you're drafting him at, I think, his ceiling price, where Daniel Jones, who is kind of the key to a lot of his success, I think, right? When he got hurt, JT's massive fantasy ceiling success kind of went down, and he's coming off of a big injury. So I think you can poke a hole in him. CMC, we know it's the touches, right? Like if he plays all 17 games, Neil, he's probably going to be a good play, but we did see the rushing success, go down the tube. I think the offensive line, obviously it got older. Trent is very old now, right? Still playing, but very old. So, is CMC going to really get 12 targets in the passing game every single game, or 10, whatever it is? Like it was an insane amount of volume that he got. I'm just going to bet against it here. So yeah, that's kind of the quick takes on
I have no issue with any of these at the start. The first round looks like it's a little bit off the board, but I think I can get behind all of them through the top 11. I just was CMC also aging, and also I don't know. Do you factor in the what is the like electromagnet, the place that the practice field is next to that people are concerned about injuries?
I mean,
I forget what it is exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. CMC is like one of those guys. I don't know, because it's just he keeps his body in such good shape. I don't know if that plays a factor. Maybe it does, but it feels like San Francisco as a team, they just get cursed with injuries. So maybe is
it a curse, or is it the facility they practice next to?
I worry about Mike Evans. He's already dealing with injuries. That he's one guy I definitely worry about. But I also know the ceiling of Mike Evans in that offense is 12 plus touchdowns receiving.
Oh yeah. So, I still drafted a fair amount.
Neil, if he plays 17 games, I think he Devontae Adams this season. That's his ceiling.
Easily he's a really good receiver. If he can just stay healthy in this offense, he's going to be really good. We got to talk about your 12th here, which was a bold take, and like a bold take that I liked until 2 hours ago. I think after you sent me these rankings, we get the news that Rashee Rice is going to jail for 30 days because he broke probation smoking marijuana. Is he just, what's going on with Rashee Rice? Is this going to affect your ranking? Are you going to move him down with this news? Because I assume ADP is going to shift down also.
I would assume so. I will just say this. I despise Rashee Rice. I don't like drafting him, but I kind of love the Chiefs' draw, like as a team and where they're at right now as a team. And if you look at, New England, San Francisco, and the Chargers, those three games, Neil, I think those are really good games for like the playoffs. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think we could get some really good games for the playoffs, high scoring games. Two of those games are in KC, so they get them at home. I also think Pat Mahomes coming off the injury probably runs a little less, which gives a little more upside to someone like Rice. If Mahomes isn't just running around as much, like he ran a lot, especially early in the year. It felt like he ran a lot. So, yeah, I loved the take until I saw he was going to jail about 10 minutes after I sent you those rankings. So I don't know. I might have to. Well, let's see in this draft how far he falls down. It's going to test me, though. I will say that it will test me.
Definitely. What's going on, Steve? There was something I was going to respond to. Third day, so there's just at least a threat that he's going to be suspended, I would say, of Rashee Rice.
I mean, I don't know how he's not like in jail for a while for what he did, but that's just a whole nother thing. I don't get the whole process there, but it is what it is. So it doesn't matter to me. Is he playing football? I hope so. Hopefully. But Neil, what if he ends up being like a second or third round? Like if there is news he could get suspended and he starts like really falling, that's what I worry about.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, at that point, like, we'd have to take him. If he's coming in the third round, he's going to be suspended for the first month or something. I would not mind that.
He might drop even further.
Yeah, I mean, third round might not even be far enough if he is suspended for a while. But yeah, we'll wait until we see what happens there.
Right
now, we can see where he falls. James Cook looks like you're out on. You're picking him you've got him ranked 17th. You're never going to get him at 17th. So I assume you're just not getting a ton of James Cook.
Yeah, the touchdown, touchdowns, like he smashed on the ground, obviously got all the touchdowns. Again, another situation. What was he, a 4th round pick, Neil, last year? I mean, I remember, I think there were drafts. I might have got him in the 5th round, early in drafting. I love James Cook. I was in on him last year, but someone who needs this much touchdown upside, like to get there, I think, because they're not using him in the passing game. They just added DJ Moore. Josh Allen uses his legs. I think he's another guy. I think he's similar to a JT case where you can, even though you can see him putting up another big touchdown year, and I think you can also poke holes like, okay, do I want to pay this price tag for him? Is this the high price tag? Do I really want to pay that for James Cook? Or do I want to take CeeDee Lamb, who at least I know has the ability to be the number 1 player in fantasy?
Yeah. No, I don't hate. It's a little bit low for me, but also I don't think you're wrong to rank him a little bit lower. I take him at the end of the first round.
I kind of like Chase Brown. I'm in on Mike McDaniels as the OC for the Chargers. That's going to be one of my stronger takes of the year. Chargers offense as a whole. So yeah, I mean, Marion Hampton, like I like those guys. I like the offense for Chase Brown. If you look at his numbers, like kind of the back half of the year numbers and stuff like that, he was unbelievable for fantasy. And don't forget too, that's with him almost like splitting with Samaje Perine.
Yeah, that is true.
Imagine if somehow we somehow get back to 75% Chase Brown, just like workload.
Oh, we got the 101.
Yes,
let's go. I introduced a draft just because I realized if we're gonna even have a chance of getting 2 in, we got to get going. If we're gonna get them in before dinner, because these drafts can take up to an hour sometimes. So I was like, all right, we can talk about these as we draft.
Cook is a UD pick versus a DK pick.
Yep,
I would kind of agree. And
yeah,
and if I would bet, I have rankings for both sites. They'll be up. They should be up on the site anytime now, but I think I have Cook a little higher on UD. So yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Do you want me to remove the sidekick? Like, do you want to go off?
No, why?
Okay. All right. Good.
No, definitely not.
Just want to make sure.
We love leg up. What do you mean?
Okay. I mean, you know that I love leg up and I love using the sidekick. I just didn't want
actually
Neil, don't want to have any influence from the sidekick.
No. It's okay, because it's always cool. Even if we don't like go off of it all the time, it's always cool to see what it does. And actually, I got a show lined up tomorrow with Sacrilegious. Me and him are going to be doing a show on Wednesday nights. Very interesting show called Inputs versus Instincts.
You're doing this every Wednesday night?
Yeah, stats. Yeah, me
cool.
and I keep going stats. Me and Sack are gonna do a show, and it's pretty much gonna be, my instincts versus his inputs, and we kind of go back and forth on why we give reasons as we draft. So I think it's gonna be a really cool show for people. I know a ton of people, me included. I'll use the leg up tool. I'll use the sidekick, and sacrilegious, shady advice. These guys that are really sharp, they just click the top guy every time, and they don't like stray. And there's a reason behind that. And so many people use this tool, but how many people every single time, Neil, are clicking the top guy? You just did it right there. You didn't even click the top guy.
I didn't click the top guy just because I know you and I both prefer Gibbs.
No, but I'm saying, though, my point is,
yeah,
how many people click the top guy for 20 rounds straight?
I do a lot of the time, to be honest.
Really?
Maybe not, it's probably not entirely true. Like I didn't last year for 20 rounds straight all the time. I probably would be a better drafter if I did.
I want to take a poll. How many people use the leg up tool and click the top guy every time? I want a poll done. We can actually do this poll, but
now I'm thinking,
there is no way that there's that many people out there. I'd say it's got to be 20% or less, Neil. That every time
of the entire field, or what do you mean? Oh, 20%. way fewer. You mean like of leg up subscribers?
Yeah, of anyone that has the leg up tool. Yeah.
It's still, you're definitely right that it's under 20%. Like, and you got to think part of the reason that shading, I mean, I think that they really believe in doing it also, but I also think it's a factor that like they want to test the tool. They want to they got to do the top one to make sure that it's working right. And then they can say after they win a ton of money, I use the
every drafter has their own instincts, their own kind of inputs in their heads, right? For players, you know what I mean? Yeah. And at certain spots, we can't help ourselves but to go off those instincts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like It's like a really cool thing where I think people are going to get a lot out of that show because they're going to get Sack kind of going into all his inputs and stuff, and why the tool says this and doesn't say maybe someone that I would want.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would kind of give my retort back to him about why I think that the player in my mind would work.
If you make a good enough argument, maybe you will affect the inputs that go into the sidekick.
I doubt it, but you never know. I'm going to try my best with a couple of players because there's a couple guys that the sidekick just refuses to give me, and it irritates me every time. And I'm like, why aren't they higher on these guys? So I can't wait to
that'll be fun.
Pick Zach's mind, and we're gonna have a good time. So that's gonna be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, late night. IKB. Everybody knows better at some point during the draft. We all do that.
That's so tomorrow. If you want to hear from the sidekick guys, we've got John in the evening. I will be doing a show with Shady Advice tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern as well. Doing a couple drafts, or maybe just one draft. I don't know how many he's around for, but I'll be picking Shady Advice's brain also. So you can hear from the sidekick guys tomorrow on both of our channels. One player that I see in your ranks that I like, or two players actually. You have AJ Brown at 24, Devonta Smith at 25. This is something that I am a big proponent of, is pulling up AJ Brown more so than Devonta Smith, but both pulling them up. I've taken them at the turn that we're at right here, because once AJ Brown is traded, he's got to go ahead of Drake London, right? Like Drake London has Tua and Penix throwing in the ball as opposed to Drake May. I mean, AJ Brown's got to make that jump. So I think we're on the same page as far as liking him, but I want to hear from you. Who do you like at this turn?
Yeah, and I agree with Colin, by the way. Pride is involved for sure. You gotta have a little bit of pride when you're drafting your own team. Throw a little bit of your imprint on the draft. Totally makes sense. But I really like AJ Brown with Drake May, if we're assuming that's what happens, which I'm totally fine if you want to go there and you want to click that button, because I like him way better than Nico Collins. Okay. I think he's a smash. If they're trading as much capital as I think in my head they're going to trade for him, you're right. We probably even should be moving him up a little higher. But at the turn, I know I can always get him, right? For right now. So I think I'm fine with it. Even if you wanted to go Devontae, I'm okay with that here too. Or you could, it's a Travis Etienne I like. It's up to you.
I could do Devontae. You like Devontae better than Nico? Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm not into Nico as much. I think that Nico could be hurt by one. I like both Higgins and Knoll as prospects. I think they're both good prospects. And two, if Tank Dell comes back and gives them anything, we all know CJ and Tank are boys. So I think it could maybe hurt that. Plus, getting David Montgomery, he's gonna soak up some volume here.
Yeah. And it seems like the offensive line hasn't actually gotten any better. Based on
they didn't even attempt to make it better.
Yeah, how do you not try to improve that offensive line?
Yeah, I don't know, but the defense, Neil, that defense is going to keep you in so many games. That defense is so good. It's just a problem though when you get into those close slugfests. Your offense is still going to need to do something. If CJ wasn't the worst quarterback in the playoffs I've ever seen for that one game, they would have moved on. He was just so bad. He wasn't even bad. If he was just bad, they win.
Yeah.
He was so bad in that game.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. And he started out well too, right? That was a game that they started out in the first half, threw a touchdown right away, I want to say, to Jalen Knoll or something, and had a nice first half of the game.
It looked good, and the defense was looking good, and then all of a sudden CJ just went really bad.
Yeah. Shady Advice here says, Shady watched my stream yesterday where I did top of psychic, every single one. Shady would be disappointed in us so far we have gone 0 for 3 top of psychic. Kind of gone off the board here. But he knows that I'll be doing a stream with him tomorrow, and we'll just click the top of the psychic. So
he's not worried. He knows he'll get you back on track for tomorrow. Exactly. Tomorrow's stream.
But I'm enjoying our start so far. We didn't do any major reaches. I love getting an AJ Brown anywhere I can. I mean, we took him in the first second round technically here, but might as well flip them. And anytime I can get AJ Brown anywhere in the third round, I think that it's a fantastic pick. I am that's one of my biggest stands right now. Is I think AJ Brown is at least going to flip Drake London and Rashee Rice by the end of after the trade happens, pretty quickly, I think. So I think getting him in the third round right now is
if Rashee Rice actually goes to jail and get suspended, you're gonna 100% be right there. Yeah. It looks like jails for sure, but if he gets suspended, that's a whole nother thing. The Drake London take though is interesting because I like Drake London, but is it crazy that AJ Brown doesn't just go out there and outscore? I don't think that's crazy at all. Drake May also as a thrower, by the way, he's not perfect, but I think what he does really well is going to fit AJ Brown really well, as opposed to Jalen Hurts, who is kind of forcing it more, it felt like, to AJ Brown. I don't think that's going to happen as much with Drake May. I think they're going to have a good connection, the way Drake May likes to put the ball up.
Yeah. All right. So we are on the clock. So far we have Gibbs, Brown, Smith. Top of psychics, Devontae Adams. Top of your ranks is Cam Scadaboo, Dave Montgomery. Devontae Adams, top receiver. So who do you like here?
I like Devontae. I like Scadaboo and Montgomery as well. I'm into the Giants Dallas game always for that week 17. I think that's interesting, but we could go Scadaboo, and then I think we could go Scadaboo and Adams if you want. Or this is,
that's one where the psychic has Adams top. You have Adams as your top receiver. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. And you didn't like Montgomery as much, I think, right?
I'm not totally sold on Montgomery. I'm obviously you can make a strong argument that he's just going to be the bell cow. Like Woody Marks is not that good, so he's just a full-time starting running back.
That was
a great defense that should want to run a lot. I'm still worried about that offensive line. It's just, and I'm not sure that he still is as talented. Like he's not uber talented. Like he's good, but he's not I don't know. Not.
They just have nobody to take away from him. They just have Woody Marks isn't good. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do think that he's a strong pick there. I didn't go that way because you had Scadaboo at the top of the ranks, but I often do take David Montgomery here. So yeah, I don't want to make it sound like I'm all out on David Montgomery. I don't think that he's like a slam dunk. I want to take him every time I can at the 4-5 turn because I do think there's concerns there.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely concerns with, you know, pretty much like it's not going to be pretty with David Montgomery. The way he gets there is a lot of touches, a lot of usage. The good thing though is they have a really good defense, like you said, and they're probably going to be playing in close, games where like running the football is still going to be a major part throughout the entire game. That's got to be their game plan. It's just insane to me that, like you said, they didn't do almost anything to address the offensive line. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I think if he gets there, it's just with volume.
Northland Film Doc says Woody Mark should stay fresh in a complementary role that should involve a lot of opportunities to catch passes out of the backfield, according to Aaron Wilson of KPRC2 Sports. That sounds about right. Like, yeah, he's going to be, I mean, Dave Montgomery is a fine pass catcher, but that's not really like what he's known for.
No.
Kind of seems like he's going to be the, first, second down, and then Woody Marks will come in on some third downs. Like it's kind of what you expect, I think, there. And that is bullish, I think, for Dave Montgomery, at least in terms of volume.
Yeah, like goal line though, I think it's all David Montgomery pretty much.
Oh yeah, I would think so also.
The Houston slander will not stand. I mean, CJ, I love Houston, but CJ Stroud ruined me last year. I can't look at CJ the same after what he did to me last year in the playoffs. I was so confident doing that team and that defense, and then he just.
I thought they could go places. I thought it was like they have such a good defense. The offense kind of volatile, but the defense is good enough to carry them pretty far. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way the board fell. I was like, man, they got a pretty good draw at it. Like, they could definitely do this here. They would have lost to that's the one thing. Like, they would have all lost to Seattle or whoever got there.
Seattle was so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Seattle was just too good. So and the Rams, for that matter. I mean, the whoever won in the West was winning pretty much.
Where are we at on the Bears this year? Last year you were. It's one of my memories of like your big stand last year was loving a lot of the Bears. Are you in on the Bears again this year, or did the prices move too much?
One of my actual, I remember this too. Your guy, what's his name? D Brown, D Bro, whatever.
Yeah, D Bro. Yeah.
He hated on Caleb Williams on a lot of your streams, and I tried to tell him. That Caleb, he can suck, man. He can suck, but he's got a good coach, and coaching can help. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, was he still off target? Yes, of course he was. He wasn't perfect, but was he a top 5 fantasy quarterback at the end of the year? I mean, isn't that what we want, Neil? I don't know. We want those quarterbacks at their low point, and we had Caleb last year. What was he going? Pick 100 and something?
Yeah.
I mean, absolute steal.
Man,
so, yeah, I'm in on them again.
We lost both Drake May and Jalen Hurts. I was hoping to get both of them on this turn since we have AJ Brown.
Too many sharp drafters in here.
Yeah, but
who stole them?
They both. I mean, you needed Jalen Hurts to go with your Lamar Jackson. Come on, buddy. All right.
Brian wants all the rushing touchdowns, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Who do you like here? This is kind of a range where if I have correlation, I like it. Otherwise, it's just kind of a brutal range for me. Is there anybody you particularly like here?
This is so brutal. I hate this range. And obviously Hurts is gone, so Lemon is dead. I hate Brian Thomas. Alec Pierce is fine if you want to go Alec Pierce. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I mean, number 1 receiver, I guess, is the take there. And then we don't have
is top of sidekick. Your top is Caleb Williams. We don't have any.
We don't have any Bears though. Yeah, just
we could do Mahomes and then backstack with a Kelsey or Worthy. Especially
we could do Mahomes. I mean, I'm okay with drafting any Mahomes.
All right, let's do a Mahomes, and that just gives us so many backstack options.
Yeah,
and if Rice is out, like, just gonna make Kelsey, Worthy, etc. look that much better.
That is a brutal range right there. I'll tell you.
It really is.
It's like a tough range.
It's one where it's super hit or miss, especially with the way we drafted with AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. Like, I've done that turn where I did AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and got both Hurts and May, it feels so amazing because it's
I
like
feel like
everything
Drake
else.
May always lasts to that turn too.
Not on DraftKings as much because he has an ADP of 64.5. So I got him there earlier
I feel like
today.
he's a faller though consistently in drafts. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks that consistently will fall. I think a lot of that has to do with like what's going on with AJ Brown, who's their number one receiver. So like people are drafting him before the number one receiver, where a lot of these teams, the number one receiver's going before the quarterback in a lot of cases. So it's one of those, or it's the Travion drafter that's drafting them sometimes. But yeah, I feel like it's got to be something like that though. It's either the AJ Brown thing, does he go there or not? Or like no one has any pass catchers from him. So they're like, I'm going to go after the quarterbacks that I have pass catchers from right now.
Yeah.
So that's the way I would look at it. But
yeah, I mean, I got him at 72 today. So like you're right that it happens frequently. It's just the ADP suggests like it must not always happen if he has an ADP of 64.5, I guess. Can't count on him at this turn, but it feels so good if you can get really either of them, AJ Brown or Drake May or Jalen Hurts at 72, 73, just like in a range where I don't really like anything else. To be able to stack up an elite quarterback just feels so good in that range. And then when it doesn't happen, like happened to us, it's kind of like, all right, I guess Alec Pierce is okay. And Patrick Mahomes, I like Mahomes. This is a little earlier than I want to take Mahomes.
It's like, we already have 3 good receivers, and now we got to add Alec Pierce as our 4th already. Like, it's not what we want to do, but
yeah,
we'll do it. Yeah, Spunky says he got May at 68 in the draft last night. Yeah. I thought he could be there, but that's all right.
Yeah. We'll live. We got Mahomes. We'll get our quarterbacks.
This is the quarterback range too, by the way. Like this range, this round into the next round. I mean, I don't know about you, Neil, but I want quarterbacks in these next couple rounds. Like for a lot of my drafts, it's just the rest of the running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. It's just a lot of meh, like not really good options in my opinion. So I outside of like a couple that I can off the top of my head, like running backs, just a couple guys I can think of, like it's not really a good running back range. And the wide receivers, I think, dry up pretty quick. I think it was drying up pretty quick when we were picking the last time, to be honest with you. So
I mean, yeah, we took Alec Pierce. I feel no different about Alec Pierce than Jordan Addison, who's when I picked 92 here. Like
the only difference is Jordan Addison has Justin Jefferson and now Jawan Jennings to contend with, and Alec Pierce has. I like Josh Downs, but Josh Downs and Tyler Warren, both guys are good, and it's just the Daniel Jones thing. But I don't know. I mean, at least Indy though, we could stack Indy still. Like Josh Downs is still later on the board if we wanted to get him. Like it's still a potential Indy stack here. I just hate Cleveland is a gross week 17 game, but maybe the Tennessee and Cincy games are bangers, that gets you to week 17.
Do you want to do Stafford since we have Devontae Adams? Or
yes, I would like to do Stafford. I think that's a good one right there. And then I don't know what you think from a positional standpoint here, Neil. Do we go running back with our next pick? If so, I have a strong take on a running back. Or do we go with another quarterback and just finish out the quarterback pool?
No, I mean, we could take a later Daniel Jones potentially. There's plenty of quarterbacks later. We've got a strong start. So who do you like at running back?
I love Blake Corum.
Okay, that's what I was hoping you were going to say.
I think the Rams running back situation is one of the best situations to attack in fantasy football. Sean McVay is just absolutely a genius. And I actually talked about this. I was on the radio with Dr. Roto on Saturday, but he was asking me about like specifically, do you handcuff and stuff? And if you do, like, are they specific situations or is it just anyone you don't mind handcuffing? And I said, if I'm handcuffing running backs, it's with teams with really efficient offenses with good ground games that are constantly scoring or in the red zone goal line situations, right? I don't just want to handcuff like any old offense that's not good, that's not, constantly in the red zone, scoring a lot of points and stuff. No, I want to be in on offenses that score. And then on top of it, you get the upside of if one gets hurt, the other guy kind of steps into maybe an alpha role. And, you get a couple weeks of like a, RB1 type of situation. It's like DFS, right, Neil? Like one guy gets hurt, the other guy steps in. We all want to play the other guy and he gets 20 touches and stuff. That's Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. Sean McVay, he pretty much knew that one guy is really good at running these zone schemes and one guy was good with the man gap schemes. And so like when Blake Corum was in, they were running a lot of man gap. And he was, from a rushing success standpoint, by the numbers, he was of running backs with at least 100 carries or more in that scheme. He was the best running back, I think, in that scheme. And Kyron was, I think, the best or most efficient from a rushing success with the zone. So that just tells you, though, like those are the running games, Neil. I'm okay with drafting both or being in on both. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to take a stand one or the other. Just give me that team, because Sean McVay is going to make things work with those guys. And on top of it, you get the upside. And Matthew Stafford threw by far the most touchdowns inside the 5-yard line of any quarterback by far. I think it was like 25, Neil, like 5 yards or less. 25, I'm pretty sure. And that was like, I think he had 11 more than number 2. Imagine if 5 to 10 of those went to the running backs.
The downside for our team would be those would be coming from Davante Adams, who is like
that is true. That is true.
There. But yeah,
it is true against my argument right there.
But we have both, so we just get touchdowns either way. We're just
they touchdowns. Well, we do have Pat Mahomes. It's not like Matthew Stafford is the linchpin to our success. Like we have a pretty good quarterback one too. So that's why also though I like 3 quarterbacks.
We did get some bad news. Travis Kelce goes at 107, Xavier Worthy at 111. Maybe this is the norm on DraftKings.
This is a sharp room. We got too many sharps in here. Neil, we gotta get into another draft when no one's looking. There's too many sharp people in this.
You're right.
The good thing is, Neil, with the jail time, who knows? Maybe they have to go sign an old Tyreek Hill, and we can somehow get Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs.
Where is? Let's make our picks first.
Yeah,
Dalton Kincaid, top of the sidekick. He's 3rd in your ranks. He'd be a natural. We don't have a tight end yet, so I'll queue him up. And then
we don't have a tight end.
Yeah, we don't have a tight end yet, so we could go that direction.
I'm fine with that. He's kind of a faller too, right?
Yeah, he is a little bit of a faller here. 10 picks.
Yeah, I'm cool with clicking him there.
Okay. And then our second pick, do you have any? So we are 2, 3, 4.
Josh
1.
Downs went, didn't he?
Yeah, he went.
Damn. So I like, if we're going running back, Brooks is fine. I like Jake Ferguson, week 17 with Scattaboo. If we go there, there's a little correlation. Matthew Golden, I like a little bit. Has upside for like a wide receiver too. I never trust Jaden Reed. What are you thinking?
I like the Brooks pick. It's top of the sidekick. I think we're a little bit behind now at running. I mean, we have Gibbs and Scattaboo, so we're fine at running back. But I think just
and our receivers are pretty good.
And our receivers are very good. I mean, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams. We're fairly deep at receiver. So yeah. And when I see top of sidekick and your ranks being pretty aligned in where we want to go, I think just
that's when we just click it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't be often. I will say it can't be often that we align perfectly like that.
Yeah, I mean it's probably more often than you think. Like because you're not like always going far off the ranks. You're generally thinking, sharp minds align a lot of the time.
That's true. That's true. I just want more of a battle tomorrow when me and Zach talk. So I want to try and shit talk as much as possible so we can really battle tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully Zach watches this stream so he can hear how, you know, your fire coming in. He comes in with an equal fire, and you guys can just
It sucks
battle.
because I don't even want to shit talk him because he is really one of the nicest guys I've met in the industry. So, and I've met a lot of people at the
I mean,
industry.
he'll shit talk. He will shit
Oh
talk.
no, I know. I said I don't want to.
Oh yeah,
I really don't want to because he is a really nice guy. But it makes
Yeah.
the show better if we shit talk. So
That is true.
yes.
No, that'll be a good time for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking in on that stream to hear where you and Zach differ on some of these takes. But it is at least like you respect the sidekick, right? So that's a spot where like
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I watched
I use the sidekick. I have the sidekick.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So how often do you go for a full draft, top a sidekick every time?
So I was actually thinking about this, and I want to dedicate because what I'll do, Neil, is like I'll tell myself before a draft, I'll say like, okay, I'm just gonna do top of the kick. I'm just gonna go top of the kick, and I'll do it for the whole draft. And because I have to tell myself before it starts, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Or once it starts, you know, I'll just start clicking, you know, Luther Burden and Colston Love, the guys that the sidekick's not as high on and stuff. But in my head, I'm pretty high on them. So you know, I'll just start going off of that. But yeah, I mean, I would say probably about for every 10 drafts I do, I bet you it's like 3 drafts I'll go at top of the sidekick. I'd say it's like 7-3.
Yeah, and I think that's about right for me also. But also like I say that, but it's like most drafts I'm doing, you know, a 20 round draft, it's probably 16 are top of sidekick. And
I was gonna say there's probably a lot of drafts where like the majority of your picks are top of sidekick, not all of them, but a majority of. I want to do a thing where I probably will do this because I'm gonna be maxing out a lot of these contests. One contest, I gotta find one contest on one of these sites and just all 150 top of sidekick. And I'm gonna track how I do. I'm gonna track it because that's how you could like really see you know, when you start seeing the success, like, okay, how good did I do here? I'm gonna find a contest. I'm just gonna go top of sidekick for the whole 150.
Yeah, you should
see how it does.
So I've queued up my favorite pick on the board here. Travis Hunter to me is such a smash at 144, 145.
I love that.
You've got him 4th in your rankings. He is 2nd on the sidekick.
This next pick, the Omar Cooper one, I got to get inside Zach's mind for the Omar Cooper, because that is the Jet. I don't know. I like the Hunter Henry one, just because we have AJ Brown, but we don't have Drake May. That kind of sticks.
True.
We don't have a quarterback either. Tyreek Hill's there. The sidekick's not into him. Maybe he's a Chief. Neil, do you want to?
No. Charbonnet, Henry. Did I do it? Come on. Okay, I did it. Charbonnet was falling there. I have like not drafted Charbonnet at all, but 20 picks past ADP. You know,
yeah, that is pretty far. That is pretty far. It scares me, the injury, and when he got the surgery. I think Maddock was talking about it on one of his streams, and it's like, you know, he might not be ready until like November. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, and it could be a situation like Christian Watson last year. I never drafted Christian Watson last year. He came back and he was immediately like, oh, I should have drafted this guy. Like he came back. He also came back way sooner than everything that I heard was like, oh, he's going to be back like week 14.
And maybe. He stayed healthy too on top of it. Yeah.
Super early and stayed healthy and was good. And it was like, okay, if I had known that he had a shot at coming back in week, I don't know, 6, 8, whatever.
I would have never guessed though, that not only did he come back that early, but he stayed healthy after coming back that early. Like that's crazy for him, but it's also good to see for someone like him who's just constantly dealing with injuries. But you see the talent is there. Like he always had like the talent and stuff. Everyone was betting against him to be injured pretty much most of the time.
Yeah. So here's the spot where you and I disagree. Tyreek Hill to me is just not a player I'm taking at all, because I don't think he's going to come back and be Tyreek Hill ever again. I
don't think he needs to. This is the disagreement that I have with a lot of people. Why does he need to come back and be Tyreek Hill? Like 100% Tyreek Hill.
I don't think he's going to come back and be 80% Tyreek Hill though either. Like I just think like the things that make him great are his physically he's a great receiver.
Yeah.
And I think like if he's just not as fast.
So you don't think the speed's going to be back like at all?
I don't think so. Like I mean he's going to be faster than me, but I don't think he's going to be Tyreek Hill fast.
Well, he's going to be faster than everybody here.
Yeah, right, true.
I don't know. So the one thing that if he comes back, Neil, one thing we can all agree on, I don't think he's going back and playing for like the Jets or some like bad team, right? So could we agree like if he's going to come back, he signs with like a competitive team?
Yeah, that is probably true. I mean, I do think the Chiefs is like best case scenario.
Definitely, especially if Rice gets suspended, best case scenario.
Yeah,
like for sure. Well, I'm not saying like what if he signed with like another like the Rams, like a team that's like a Super Bowl contending team that wants to save Puka. Adams is older. He can stretch the field too for Stafford. They kind of need that because that's not really Devontae's game. Puka does everything, but it would probably give them the other weapon that they really kind of could use to give Puka and Devontae a little bit of a break.
But to me, that would be like he'll have a couple, 13 fantasy point spike weeks if that happens, which is, I guess, not that bad at ADP. Like that's probably about
where he's going. He's going like in the 150s.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess the take is more you don't think he's going to come back and have it, and I don't think he needs to 100% have it. I think he can be 75% Tyreek Hill and still contribute for fantasy at this price.
This is one that you might be able to convince me on over time. I'm not there yet, but I could see by the end of the summer.
We need some good, some news on him. We need some buzz on Tyreek Hill, like
something.
Yes.
Like he's still going in a range where it's like, I feel like you're sacrificing something there. You're sacrificing a Hunter Henry, a starting tight end, or, you're not sacrificing like dead players.
That's what I'm saying though. Yeah. We're about up. I don't think Steelers would do it. They went out and got Pittman and the rookie, but
Scott Barrett told me earlier today that I'm not taking enough Jalen Naylor.
You're not.
So he would be an option.
You're not. And
Uh-oh. Did John freeze?
Where you can make the case that receiver was one of their weakest spots, and all they did was pay Jalen Naylor. So, I think he's going to be involved. They don't really have much else there besides Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker.
All right, I took him. Now we have another. So we were 2-4-6-2 at this point. So your ranks, Isaac Tesla is at the top. Deebo Samuel looks like there's a little bit of agreement there, or we could go Dalton Schultz.
Man, I love my boy Tesla, and I like Deebo just because I think he's going to get signed at some point. And so I think it's a steal where we're getting him at.
All right, yeah. I'm on the same page as you with Deebo Samuel. Although to be fair, I think that's mostly because of the sidekick. Like this is one where the sidekick gives me a lot of Deebo. So I think that because the sidekick, then I think about it like, okay, so they really like Deebo. Why do they like Deebo? And then I, can convince myself probably Tyreek Hill. Probably part of the reason I don't like him as much is because the sidekick never gives me Tyreek Hill. So
I'll give you the reason why.
That bias. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is going where Deebo Samuel will go when he signs ink with the team.
Yeah, you're right. He goes earlier. Yeah,
immediately. Yeah. So why wouldn't you just draft Deebo Samuel?
A couple rounds later. Yeah, you're right.
A couple rounds later. Same thing with Stephon Diggs. Even though he shot up with some of the news, with him not being prosecuted or whatever was going on with the chef or whatever that was. But he kind of has started to move up. But remember, Stephon Diggs was going late, like kind of with the Deebo, and that's what's going to happen to these guys when they sign. Even Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek Hill signs tomorrow, he's going to shoot up 20 picks. He will. So
I mean, depending on where he signs, I don't think I would love the Steelers. Like, would that be a good landing spot for Tyreek Hill?
I don't think it would, because Rodgers wants to get the ball out quick, and I think Tyreek Hill's going to be doing more clearing out than anything. He needs a good offensive mind. Like Andy Reid was perfect with him. He needs That's why I'm saying he needs to go to like a good contending team. I don't think the Steelers would be it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong because I did a stream with Mathology and he was super in on the Steelers and I've had a tough time getting behind their passing game.
He likes like just like the stacks, you mean?
I like just generally it sounded like he was in on the Steelers offense. He thinks they're
Okay.
going to surprise people this year. So
That's that's definitely a take I feel like not many people share. So that's a unique take right there, right?
yeah,
The Steelers.
I mean I get a lot of Jeremy Bernard kind of late, but
The
I don't.
sidekick loves some Jeremy Bernard. I've noticed that.
Is
I
it
think
is it
Michael Pittman
Jeremy?
is.
Is that
I
did
think Michael Pittman will be wide receiver 1. I think he fits better with Stafford. Rodgers than DK does.
interesting? Okay.
I think it's like the short to intermediate stuff. Like Michael Pitt, that's kind of his game, and that's what I keep saying Matthew Stafford. Aaron Rodgers wants to do. He wants to get the ball out of his hands quick. So it's like the ball is hiked and it's very because he doesn't want to get hit, right? That's
Yeah.
why he's checking down a lot. That's why he's doing certain things a lot. That's why like Jalen Warren makes a lot of sense if he takes over the Kenny Gainwell role, or whoever does would make a lot of sense because Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to get hit, so he's going to get the ball out quick. That to me seems like Pittman.
Yeah, no, I like that call. Did you say Jeremy Bernard? Is it pronounced like Jeremy? I think I've heard people say that it is.
I've been pronouncing it Jeremy Bernard, but
Okay.
I could be wrong on it.
I
think
I
you're the
don't
one
know.
that told me that Jalen Noel
Yeah, Jalen Noel. That's right.
was it, and I was calling him Noel. I think for the first like
I was
couple
too.
weeks.
I started calling him Noel, and then eventually people said it's actually pronounced Jalen Noel, and I was okay. All right. So I learned. Looks like both you and the psychic like Eli Stowers around this pick.
Yeah.
We could do. I'd be fine with Nicholas. I haven't taken a ton of Nicholas Singleton.
Yeah, we could use another running back. This is saying though tight end.
It
I think
is.
we go with at least one tight end, since it's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
I also think that our team probably could use 4 tight ends.
Yeah, we're at just 2 right now. Yeah, we waited kind of a bit on tight end.
Let's do Stowers to pair with Smith.
Yep.
I'm wondering too if Freiermuth stays at the top or if it changes to like a wide receiver or running back. Yeah, the wide receivers jumped him. Yeah. What do you think? Should we go running back here? Should we take like a shot on one of these rookies?
Yeah, I'd be fine taking a shot
or
on
a Ray Davis. Up to you. You want to take Nick Singleton?
I don't have enough of him, so I think he's a good.
Yeah.
And we've got some strong running backs already, so I think taking upside shot on a rookie.
Yeah, I think there's 2 situations where like the vets, I don't know what your take is, like the Tennessee Vikings situations where like there's 2 clear vets, they're ahead of the rookies. But if you told me by the end of the year that the rookies were just playing ahead of the vets, I wouldn't be shocked. It's pronounced Jeremy. Okay, there you go.
No, oh wait, he said Jeremy. I read this is it's pronounced Jeremy, and then Neil says
Jeremy.
it's pronounced Jeremy. So, and his mom, I think I actually heard, this is what I heard. I think it was, I don't know, on ADP Jason or something, and his mom didn't know how to spell Jeremy, but it is supposed to be Jeremy.
Oh, okay. So his mom just spelled his name wrong, but it's actually supposed to be Jeremy.
And they just left it. So it is Jeremy.
Mama's calling him Jeremy, then we got to call him Jeremy. Whatever Mama's calling him.
Yeah. I agreed. We call them what they want to be called. T-Mac, Jeremy, whatever. I'll call you by those names. Good to know. Yeah, I think I draft a lot of both of those backfields, the Vikings and the Titans, but I'm not like super confident. It's more like, oh, I need a running back in this range. Aaron Jones is there, Jordan Mason's there, and it's like they're probably going to be a 2-headed backfield. It's probably just going to be Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. It's probably going to be Tyjae Spears or Tony Pollard and then Tyjae Spears. But like, I don't know that for sure. Like the rookies, if the rookies are good, like I don't think that, especially on the Vikings, like if Claiborne comes in and shows some talent, I don't think the Vikings running back showed enough last year to keep any kind of real role.
And Aaron Jones is always hurt, and Jordan Mason just didn't look right in that offense. I mean, who's to say that they just don't work again? And then they're like, all right, let's just try it out. And the Singleton thing, like, I know the running backs weren't like amazing in this draft class, or at least everyone was saying, but I think like the injury kind of hurt him a lot. So I don't know. I think he's a little better, and I think he went to a spot where at least I could see him have a chance at some point to be the guy on the team. Could be wrong, but
you're talking about Aaron Jones?
No, like the Tennessee Titans with Nicholas Singleton.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
like he went higher in the draft, right? Than Claiborne. Like Singleton was actually like
a higher
draft pick.
But he's good. Like I think in the process, like if he didn't get injured, he could have went probably even higher.
Yeah. No, I think that it's a good pick, and so I want to take him there because I'm like, I don't actually take Nicholas Singleton that often. I think he makes sense for this team.
I haven't drafted any James Conner, but is it crazy that James Conner gets cut and then signs with a team and takes over like as a vet?
I mean, no, it's not
pretty much just like Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, some like young rookie, and takes over like their spot.
Yeah, he could. I feel like the best spot for him was Arizona pre-Love draft because it was like
pre-Algier
already, like
pre-Algier signing and Love.
Yeah.
Who's more mad than Tyler Algier? You get the bag, you think you're gonna be the guy, and then all of a sudden, nope.
That was a brutal. Dontavian Wick's still here, by the way, who we could pair with our Philadelphia pieces if we wanted to.
I do like Ray Davis too. If we want another running back.
Is Ray? Oh, there he is. Yeah.
I feel like that's a good fall right there.
I mean, the sidekick doesn't think we need a running back, but we'll do that. We'll do Ray Davis and then see what it tells us to do.
We definitely could use because our wide receivers, I feel like, are pretty. We could still go Wicks. I say we go Wicks, and then we see what the fourth tight end looks like at the end.
Okay, I like that. I like that plan
because I think there's a few guys that could be available at the end that. Yeah, and see the sidekick is telling us we still could use another tight end. I figured like might as well take the top wide receiver and then hopefully there's a tight end that we can stab. Usually there's a few, I feel like.
I mean, that's the thing. The tight end is so deep this year with all the teams doing the multi-tight end sets all the time now. It just seems like there's a billion tight ends you can tack on at the end.
Definitely.
Just for like 3 touchdown weeks and they make your lineup. All right, so I'll read off the team before our final pick. So quarterback, we have Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford. At running back, we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Cam Skattebo, Blake Corum, Jonathan Brooks, Nicholas Singleton, and Ray Davis. At wide receiver, we have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Devontae Adams, Alec Pierce, Travis Hunter, Jalen Naylor, Deebo Samuel, and Dontavian Wicks. And then at tight end, we have Dalton Kincaid, Hunter Henry, and Eli Stowers. And it looks like that the tight end room does appear to be what the sidekick thinks we can shore up at the end here. But I think it's a pretty good.
I like 4 tight end builds anyways. Like, what's your take on 4 tight ends?
I mean, it's something that I never did before this year. And now this year, because I'm listening to the sidekick so much, I'm doing a lot of 4 tight ends because especially on DraftKings, the sidekick is just like, yep, you need another tight, like the last round. These are the guys who are going to score the most fantasy points. I might as well take a tight end here.
And don't be shocked too. The NFL is a copycat league. What was one of the most successful weird things we saw last year? It was Sean McVay throwing these 3 tight end sets out, lining these tight ends up everywhere and just jamming it right down teams' throats. I think you're just going to see more and more tight end heavy, formations, whether it's 12 or 13. You're going to see it used more and more.
Yep.
Teams are going to even throw out of those more, not just run, but throw out of them more. So that means possibly more success for tight ends in the passing game.
Teams have been talking about it. They've been drafting as though they want to use multi-tight end sets. Yeah, I think 100% that's just the way the league is going.
I gotta believe in my heart that the Raiders, the reason why all they did was go get Jalen Naylor is because they view Michael Mayer as a good tight end that they can use in line, while Brock Bowers is used almost as a slot receiver in 2 tight end sets.
Yep.
Really, it's like 3 wide receiver sets because Brock Bowers is like pretty much he's a tight end, but like wide receiver-ish, skills. And they have Michael Mayer, who I think league-wide is looked at as a pretty good backup tight end. So
He was, I think, a second round draft pick, right?
Yeah, he's
Something
got
like that.
skills, man. He's got skill. That's why I think like Michael Mayer is a great like last pick at tight end. Like I like, because I think the Raiders are going to use a lot of 2 tight end sets. And I was looking at EPA per pass last year, and the best team EPA per pass, I'm pretty sure, out of 12 personnel, or one of the best teams, was Seattle. They had one of the best. They had one of the best. They didn't pass the most out of 12, but when they did, they were one of the best teams passing out of 12.
I mean, they just passing out of 12. Okay, interesting.
Which I in my head, I think they're going to use a lot of 12 with Mayer and Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
So the fact that they had some success there, like I would assume that's why they only signed Jalen Naylor. That in my head, that kind of makes sense to me. But
yeah, no, I think that does make sense. So we're about to make our final pick. Max Clare, rookie on the Rams. We could pair up with our quarterback if you want to go that route. Eli Raridan. I don't know. Are you a Patriots fan?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm a Rob Gronkowski fan, though. There he is right there. Greatest tight end of all time, baby. Would you want to go Max Clare? I'm okay with it if you want to just go with it.
Just stack it. Why not? Rookie with
I don't know I don't know how I feel about it because I'm so high on Ferg, but I think he's going to get used. I don't believe Tyler Higbee's going to stand in front of him.
Higbee, like he signed a pretty big extension, which sort of surprised me, but they were phasing him out last year a little bit.
He was phased out last year until injuries.
Yeah, it was. So I think I'm with you there. They're going to use Claire some this year at least. All right, we finished with a 2-6-8-4. Already went over the team before that final pick. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think our tight end room is definitely a little weak, but that's why we took 4. And I like our quarterbacks. I wish we could have got some Chiefs. That would have been nice. I wish we didn't get stuck with no Hurts or May. It would have been nice to have had one of them.
If one of them made it to the turn, I would have felt great. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's all right. You can't hit them all perfectly.
Yeah. Should we jump right into another one?
Yeah, let's just jump right in there. So
we're just gonna make this 6th pick on the. Ooh, we got a falling JSN.
There you go.
5.3. Got him at 6. All right, we'll do that. And then I'll jump into one more draft.
Oh, Corey Holt said we stole Kermit from him. My bad, Corey.
Sorry, Corey. We did reach a little for him too.
If it makes you feel better, someone stole Drake May and Jalen Hurts from us.
Yeah,
if that makes you feel any better.
I'm sure that makes him feel a lot better.
I'm sure it doesn't make him feel better at all.
Looks like I got another ticket for doing that draft. So somebody had said earlier here, remember all the DraftKings promos? There's like draft X number and you'll get tickets or dollars or something.
Yeah. DraftKings has got a actually I tweeted about it, but they got a good promo going right now. DraftKings is just awesome when it comes to promos. I mean, like they keep crushing it. They're gonna keep pushing awesome promos out, but pretty much the promo is what is it? Enter NFL Best Ball 3 times and get $10. Tier 2 is enter the $25 Best Ball contest 7 times and get $20. And then tier 3 is 15 times and you get $45. So total of like $75 you can get in DraftKings dollars if you want to draft, throw 15 in. And the promotion period goes from the 18th to the 24th. So pretty much this week.
Okay, so we still got 5 days.
Yeah,
I struggle because on the one hand, I'm gonna do 150 of them. I want to get those promos, but I like saving so many of my drafts for late because I know all my best drafts are not all, but a lot of the time my best drafts are in August when you just have so much more info and so many more casuals come in that I'm like, I don't know how many I want to do right now.
Yeah, and on two, you want some for like content, so you don't want to like get them all done too fast. There's like so many things. I finished mine up too fast last year. I got to make sure I have a plan in place where I don't go past it.
Yeah, got to save some of those up. So I've been trying to mix in some of the other, like they've got some $7 drafts, $9 drafts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Get one of those now.
the best promos last week. Yeah, the one they did last week was really good. They gave like that $25 golf ticket. It was pretty much like a one for one, I think.
Yeah, well, I think he means the last week of the drafting season, right?
Yeah.
Best promos are like the last week.
Oh, the last week of the
Like in August or September, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll keep pushing out promos all throughout the summer, but yeah, they do some pretty great ones the last week.
Yeah. All right, so we are 7th in this draft.
By the way, Jim's talking shit. He said solid second place finish to my winner. All right, Jim.
That's all right. We'll take it. We'll move on with second place.
That's true. Actually, we both win with second place.
In,
so
in
that's
for
a good
that
point. Actually, Neil. See, Neil, he knows we can both win.
I don't care at all about first versus second. I care a lot about second versus third.
At one of one, just messaged me in Discord saying Tyreek Hill is not playing football in 2026.
Oh, really?
Okay. Oh, at one of one is on your side when it comes to the Tyreek Hill debate.
Yeah.
He is not. Right. He is not in on Tyreek Hill.
To me, that's pretty definitive. I think I won that argument.
Yeah. Yeah, you won. You guys both win until he signs with the team, and then you both lose.
Yeah.
But until then, you both win. I agree.
That's right.
That's
got
fair.
Locked down. Don't want a guy who's not playing football on my.
Who's 7 for you? Because Genty just went at 6, and Amon-Ra CD. Who would you go between those two?
Amon-Ra. Well, this is one where that trio I just mix up who I take.
Okay, so do you have one ranked ahead of the other though? Like,
no,
would you have?
I usually take Jonathan Taylor here.
Okay, we could do it if you want to do it.
No, let's do Amon-Ra. Yeah, I think taking Amon-Ra makes sense. This is not my favorite part of the board. Like, I feel like I love picks 1 through 4. I think this is a really clear top 4 to me.
Yeah,
and to me, that's a little bit like a JSN. I do always take JSN 5th, so I guess, but I don't feel quite as good about it. I don't know why. He was so good last year. Maybe I should include him there because I never take anybody but those top 5 in the top 5. Maybe at some point during the summer I will. But to me, it's just like a huge drop off there.
I think you could make the case that like pretty much after 5, 6 to like 9 or 10 is like the worst spots. I kind of like the beginning and the end because you can a lot of times get like a faller, like CD can fall, Amon-Ra can fall. That's why you don't like 7 because like you're not getting that faller.
Yeah, no, it's agreed. And I guess part of the reason I think that I say like, well, this is how I feel that it's, there's tiers. It's because the field feels that way. So it's like, you never know who's going to be there you generally do know who's going to be there at 6, 7, 8. Like it's the same guys, and like people will mix up who they take. So I don't want to be at the beginning of that because it's like this is a tier where like nobody really has a strong. I shouldn't say nobody, but like the depending on where you draft, you never know who's going to be there later on at like 10 between Jefferson, Amon-Ra, CD, McCaffrey, Taylor. Like the field mixes it up so much. I don't want to be at the beginning of the guy making that decision. I just want to be the guy who I'll take whoever's left at the end of that and then get a better second round pick.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. We're up now.
Oh, we are on the clock. Oh shoot, we're running out of time. Let's go. I took Bowers because I'm concerned about Rashee Rice. Okay. I missed that we were on the clock until there were 5 seconds
left. That's all right. I love Bowers, so you don't have to.
I know that he's high in your rankings, and Rashee Rice is higher in your rankings, but with the new, obviously,
only by like a couple picks, though. Yeah, only by like a couple picks. And on top of it, this was pre the news that he's going to jail, so I gotta think about that a little bit here. I'm sure the kick too is still pre the news of him going to jail. So
I don't know. They do update things pretty quickly, but I don't know. I think today is a day where you let him fall a little bit. And once he's fallen far enough past ADP, then you take him. But
okay, Hampton was gone there, and Chase Brown went. Yeah, like the only guy I would have like Bowers, Chase Brown, and I have Bowers ahead of Chase Brown. So yeah, that's probably where I would have went. So
yeah, no, he was top of your rankings other than Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, Psychic likes him, you like him. Rashee Rice was the only one ahead of him in both of those. So
Hill needs to go to the Niners. If Hill goes to the Niners, I'm worried he won't make it past like week 5.
That's right.
Tear his other ACL.
Is it?
But I would love him on the
electrical
Niners.
substation? I think it's electrical substation. I'm just making up words.
God,
It doesn't
Mike
mean
Evans
anything to
has
me.
no chance to stay healthy for a full year, does he?
Yeah.
No chance.
No. I mean, I'm drafting him so much, and I know he's going to be hurt.
Dude, you know what you should do, though, is I don't know if the odds are out yet, but whenever they come out, bet him to lead the league in receiving touchdowns. Whatever it is. Because if he's staying healthy, he's catching a lot of touchdowns.
You're right about that. All right. Neighbors goes at 25. Where do you have Neighbors in your ranks?
I have him. Let's see. I know I got him, I think, in the 3rd round somewhere. Let's see. I have Malik Neighbors at pick. Where? Oh, I got him. I got him 27th in my rankings.
Okay. I don't think that's that far off from ADP.
No, 3rd round, like kind of beginning to middle.
Yeah.
I think it's as fair for Malik Neighbors. I mean, he scares me, but I don't know. At the 3rd round, I think you got to like.
He was just so good when he was healthy. Like,
yeah, it's tough to pass up in that 3rd round unless you just like are saying you're out on Malik Neighbors, like you're just totally out on the situation, which I wouldn't argue with. It's kind of like if you're totally out on Rashid Rice after this whole thing. Like I wouldn't. Before I would argue because I liked Rashid Rice before this issue, but one issue turns into another. Who just went there?
AJ Brown. I was dreaming. I never get him to fall to his actual ADP. We could take Devonta Smith if you want to go Breece Hall, get a running back. ETN, I know you like.
I like ETN. I like Breece. I mean, who do I just like the New Orleans spot better than the Jet spot, but
I'm fine with ETN. He's 3rd on the sidekick.
And I think Alvin Kamara is like just a non-issue. Like I don't think the Saints know what to do with Alvin Kamara because I think they're in a tough spot. They struggle to just let him go and like cut up like that. You know what I mean? Like that he's a legend there. So they struggle to, because I don't think they want him anymore. And he doesn't want to go anywhere else but New Orleans. He refuses to be traded. He said that before, I'll just retire. But I don't think he wants to actually retire. So they're really putting the Saints in a tough spot. And they just paid ETN a decent amount of money, right? So they want ETN.
Agreed. Like, I think ETN is in a great spot here. Yeah, I'm not concerned about any of the backup running backs. I mean, Devin Neal. Wait, I lost your mic.
Reggie just came down. He wanted to hear some best ball takes.
Hello, Reggie. I can't quite see him because he's behind your little nameplate.
You can't see it?
I can see him a little bit. I can see like the top of his head, but I can't.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
can't see his face.
Yeah.
How big is Reggie?
About 105 pounds.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Oh yeah, he's a big guy.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Bernedoodle.
Oh, he's a Bernedoodle. Oh, I love a Bernedoodle. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
How old is Reggie?
He is 6.
Oh man, have you had him since he was a pup?
Yeah. Since he was a pup. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Hi, Reggie.
He's a good dog.
Dog. I'm jealous. I got this new dog. I think I mentioned this, but I got a new dog a week and a half ago, and he does not like me so far. He like I try to win him over. Like today, we went to puppy training last night, and they taught us about the name game, where you just like you say his name, and if he looks at you, you give him a treat. I'm trying to do that. He will not look at me, or like he runs out of the room when I go into the room. Like,
not even for a treat.
Not even for a treat. Yeah.
You might be we're up. You might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Javante. My boy Luther up there for the week 17.
Wait, who are the Bears playing?
Isn't it Detroit?
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, it's Detroit. I'm pretty sure. It's up to you. We can go Javante or Luther. We can either go.
I'll do it for you. Oh, I did. Okay, we got Luther Burden.
Let's go.
I thought about going Devontae because we're also like a little bit behind at running back. We didn't take one in the first two
That
rounds.
was the one thing I was worried about because last draft we were definitely behind a little bit on running back and didn't like it, but we can't do that. We'll have to make a concerted effort to get a couple running backs here.
Yeah. They say dogs can smell evil. Tubes. I mean, my last dog. So it's extra sad for me because our new dog looks a lot of the time exactly like my last dog, who was like my best friend. He loved me so much. Like I loved him so much. Like we just had a great relationship.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a multi. So he's like this one's 11-pound little white dog. Yeah, it's not the same as Reggie. Very, very different breed than Reggie. My wife likes small dogs. I like all dogs. I've always liked small dogs. I've never had a small dog before. My preference is always like, I want to get a bigger dog or like a medium size. Like I've always had like 40, 50-pound dogs is typically what I've had. But then she's like, I only want a small dog and I love all dogs. So I was okay, fine. So we got the Maltese and I fell in love with that dog so much that like, now I'm like, I want that same breed.
Now you're like, I want those dogs all the time.
Give me a pocket sized dog. Yeah. But this dog is like, he looks like my old dog. So like, I expect him to love me and I'll go in for a pet and he runs away from it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so sad. I hope that I can win him over.
That is sad. That's sad. Hopefully you'll win him over eventually.
Yeah. Doctor, my wife actually said this, like, it could be your hat, maybe take it, but it's always, I think he might be killing man.
You know what? My dog hated gloves when he was a puppy.
Interesting.
Despise gloves, like winter gloves, man. Like obviously in the Northeast, it gets cold down here. Not a fan of gloves, like at all. Like would start attacking them. Very, very odd.
That is very interesting.
Very odd. Yeah.
Did it to my wife a lot. It. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She loves big dogs though. I had no say in the dog.
Okay.
Zero say. The wife had to say.
Yeah, same. Like it was kind of like, I mean, I shouldn't say that. We looked at a bunch of dogs. She actually, our last dog, she sent me a picture while I was asleep. I woke up and saw the picture and I was like, oh, we should get Casper. And she was like, I already put in the papers to adopt him. I was like, okay. So yeah, we were very much on the same page. But yeah, she had already.
How we got the dog is actually have I ever told you the story about how we actually got a dog?
No.
I told my wife just randomly one week, I said, if I win 6 figures this week, I'll get you a dog. But if I don't, you can't ask me for 2 more months. And my wife was like, fine, because I kept saying no. Oh, we're up. Do you want to go? We could go Swift or to go with like our Detroit.
We do have a little stack there.
I like him, and you're not into Montgomery, who's at the top, so that kind of fits.
No, I like them both. I like them both. Oh yeah, because we have Burden, let's just lean in on the Bears. The Bears.
Yeah, and so I said I promised her, not thinking, I was actually going to win 6 figures that Sunday, and I don't know if you remember the Yahoo Big Baller contest.
Oh, I remember when they major overlay, like they built in the overlay. I loved those contests so much.
Yeah, they ran it, I think like twice or 2 weeks for $100K, and it was like $1 million prize pool or something like that. And I ended up shipping that thing with a Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Atlantis. It was the late game, so it was like the one game that wasn't on the DraftKings slate. And I forget where I was. I think I was working for RG at the time, and I told people, I said, this isn't on like the DraftKings or FanDuel slates, but if anyone's playing Yahoo in this contest, this game is the nuts. And the game ended up nuking.
It was a Sunday night game?
It was the Sunday night game. Fun. That was on the and I knew that most people, like, a lot of times when that happens, like, a lot of people will take a player from those games, but they won't stack those games because they want to watch their stacks during the day. Right. They don't want to wait so I knew it was going to be under-owned as a stack. So, and it was, so it ended up smashing. So I ended up winning first place for 100. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we got a dog. We got Reggie after that.
Yeah.
Reggie's the big baller. I call him the big baller because he won the $1 million baller was Reggie was the prize.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever won more than 10,000 on Yahoo. I feel like I was so often like right there and it just never really happened on Yahoo. But I did on one Thanksgiving slate. I uploaded my entries wrong on DraftKings, and like I feel like I would have crushed on DraftKings because I
How
like a lot of
tilted were
my
you?
players. I was so tilted, basically all of Thanksgiving about that. But I did win top prize on some contest on Yahoo, some smaller contest that was 10,000 to first plus a $5,000 MGM gift card that I could use in Vegas. Here, all right.
Of course, Jalen Hurts is still
Yeah,
there.
now Jalen Hurts and Drake May are here for us when we don't have any stacks. Did Caleb go?
Unbelievable. Did he?
Caleb went already? How does that happen?
Um,
So Carnell Tate is top of sidekick.
yeah, we could just go him or we could go quarterback. I'm fine with him.
Yeah, since we don't have any kind of stacks, I guess we could have also done. Yeah, Drake May. Interesting. Drake May listed ahead of Jaden Daniels here.
Oh, I was thinking about Jaden Daniels, and then I was like, do we want to go quarterback there? Do we want to go quarterback with the next couple picks? I can't believe Caleb went though.
Oh yeah, so this guy's doing a major. Rustwood did Loveland, Odunze, Caleb. So
Okay.
can't be too mad about that when he's got a double stack.
Can't be mad at that.
Yeah. So we also have a nice little Chicago thing going, but
Chicago, Detroit. Chicago, Detroit.
That's right. We could actually do golf later.
Yeah, we could do Goff. Yeah, and there's Laporta late too. We could get with Goff if we wanted to.
Yeah.
If he's not gone already, I don't think he's gone.
No. So to finish, so I won a $5,000 MGM Vegas getaway. So it was just like,
oh, there you go.
Which was like, it was cool. Like it was a great experience. So we went, my wife and I, and then my wife's sister and her husband, who had previously lived in Las Vegas. So they it was a trip back to Las Vegas for them where they showed us around because they knew it really well. So it was a lot of fun, but we were also super disappointing in that we left $400 on the table. Like we didn't spend the whole $5,000 3 nights in Vegas. I'm like, how the hell did we? Because we were too trying to be okay, let's save some for the last night. And
you don't want to run out too early, of course, right?
And it was also, you couldn't use it on gratuity or taxes or anything like that. And
okay,
you couldn't gamble with it. So it was literally just you could use it to get a cabana at the pool or food and drinks, and that was in the hotel rooms. So that was basically it. So it was kind of limited in what you could spend it on. And we were like, all right. So after our final dinner, it was all right, well, we've got $400 left. Let's go get the nicest cocktails we can find. Oh, this is also during COVID. So a lot of stuff was just closed down and Vegas was kind of dead. So we were like, all right, and we just couldn't find high-end alcohol to spend our money on. And at that point we've been drinking for 3 days. We're kind of exhausted. We're just fuck it, let's go to bed. So it was kind of disappointing that we did not actually use the full Las Vegas getaway.
That is not fun. Tutu Atwell will be a top 200 pick next year.
Okay. I can see it.
Interesting. You could see that? Do you think Tutu Atwell is a resurgence in Miami?
No, I just say anybody could be a top 200 pick. Who knows? He could have 4 touchdowns and 700.
Oh yeah, I guess he could.
I mean, Jalen Hurts, we don't need the stack, right? We could just do Jalen Hurts at pick 79.
Spencer wants to know if you got shit faced, by the way. Jalen Hurts is still there?
Jalen Hurts is still there.
This just makes me so angry looking at this.
When we actually had the stack last time.
Yeah, it really irritates me. Yeah, I guess we can just go with it. I mean, we can always get a tight end or something late.
You got 2 tight ends and Dontavian Wicks going later. Lemon did go the pick before, so I often do that double stack.
Classic.
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks. Yeah. At least you have guys you can stack later.
Yeah. That works.
And I wonder if Booty actually gets traded with AJ Brown.
He's probably going to get traded. Yeah, I would guess.
Because Dobbs and AJ Brown are going to just totally push him aside.
Yeah.
For the roles. So.
I mean, I don't remember if I got shit faced. I'm a drinker, so it takes a lot to get me. I probably didn't get shit faced. I don't remember having any blackout type nights, but we were going to the bars and stuff. So, taking advantage of our free drinks, or not free, but comped drinks, whatever.
Comp drinks, yeah. Got to take advantage of those comp drinks.
Yeah.
All right. So we got, who do we have here? Amon Ra, ETN. Oh, we got Tate there too. We didn't get Tyson though. Okay.
Right.
What do you think of like Cam Ward stacks? Are you into like Cam Ward? The sidekick's high on Tate. Are you into like Cam Ward?
I haven't done a ton of Cam Ward. I think I usually have 3 quarterbacks by the time you would think about taking Cam Ward. So I think he just like doesn't come up that often. I don't think about it that much.
One thing I don't like about Cam, I feel like there's just no rushing upside at all. Like it's just straight pocket pat. You saw what happened when he tried to run at the end. He got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I think I have like Dimes and CJ a little ahead. I feel like they'll move a little bit more. Even Danny Dimes with the injury.
We take Trevor Lawrence and throw on a back stack. Jaden Reed is here. I don't mind Laporta if you want to do a double Detroit. Continue that Detroit Chicago.
Yeah, we could do Laporta Goff if he's still there.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goff is still there.
All right. Hopefully we're not running into a Goff team. It would kind of just be fading the Gibbs team, I think, right?
Gibbs. Or JMO. Where's he go?
Where is he? That's the question.
Oh, he's over here. He's Yeah.
So we gotta fade those 2 picks. Which
we gotta fade the 1 and 2. Yeah, neither of them has
quarterbacks, so they're both probably planning on getting Detroit.
Yeah, it would be a reach for either of them, but not like an insane reach.
The thing with the turns are you know that like I feel like you can reach easier at the turns because there's no way you're getting certain guys. So like if at least for me, it feels easier to reach when I'm at the turn.
Yeah. I was going to say both of them need Jacksonville. This guy needs Jackson Dart too.
Oh yeah, Jackson Dart's still there. Yeah. There goes a quarterback who just went, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, T-Law went. Who do we have any other quarterbacks in this? I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could go Shuck with ETN if we wanted to, but
yeah.
We Cam Ward's obviously a possibility late if we want to go that way.
Mendoza, we could always take with Bowers.
Oh yeah, I kind of like Mendoza as like a late round.
Just like the rookie, you don't really know what you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he played.
We survived the Detroit, so we would have to be a non-stacked Goff is the only way we lose him.
All right, come on. There's no way.
I mean, Goff is like the worst quarterback to take unstacked, right?
Right. Like I feel like Goff, Jordan Love, like these are pretty bad quarterbacks to take on. Matthew Stafford, like those aren't quarterbacks you want to take unstacked.
Who does Neil like for the NBA? I mean, I want the Knicks to win. So I'm a big Timberwolves fan. I still cheer for Cat. Like he was with the Timberwolves for so long. Not every Timberwolves fan loves Cat. Like he's, I kind of get it. Like he always complains about every call. Like there are things about him that kind of rub people the wrong way. But I'm a fan of Karl-Anthony Towns. So I'm cheering for the Knicks. Who do I want or who do I think is going to win? Whichever team makes it out of the West, which I think I still favor the Thunder as the more likely to make it out. I don't know. That's it's really close now. No, I'll go with the Spurs. I think Wemby is just him. Like he's just so good. I'll go with the Spurs as the team I actually think is going to win. Who do you think?
I love the Knicks and the Cavs series. I think the Knicks.
It's going to be fun.
I think the Knicks are going to win. I don't think the Cavs have an answer for Jalen Brunson. The Knicks can throw a lot of guys at Donnie, and the Cavs just who they're going to put Dean Wade on them. They just have nobody to throw at them. So there we go. We got our Goff stack, and then I like the Spurs, but I've always been like a Pop guy, and then even though he's not the coach anymore, I just think like their front off, they do everything right. They develop these guys right, whether these guys are like late picks, early picks, they just always seem to develop
Yeah.
good players. And man, that Dylan Harper kid is so good. I was pumped when Darren Fox got ruled out. I was like, yes. I told Chad, I was like, I'm betting all the props I can on Dylan Harper. He's so good.
It was insane in that game.
His double Neil was 20-1 on DraftKings.
Man,
20-1 before they pulled it, and then they brought it back up. It was still 15-1. I was like, oh, just
so you made some money yesterday.
My money.
You made some money with that game.
Oh yeah. I love Dylan Harper.
I've got one team left in NBA playoff. I think I did 9 total, so like I didn't really go all in on it. It is the team that I had labeled dead because it didn't have a possible full final stack going into the playoffs, but it has Dylan Harper on it. Unfortunately, it also has. So I have Shea, and I'm the only team in my pod with Shea. Generally a good team, currently in second place, but the team I'm facing also has Dylan Harper and has Wemby and can field a full 5-man roster. So I'm probably dead, but I can't hear it.
Dylan Harper and Wemby. Yeah, you're in trouble. I'll say that you're in trouble.
I would need like a Wemby injury is the only way I say.
Oh, Spencer, I'm a big per guy. Come on, don't do that to me right now. What's going on, SJ? Love seeing you here, brother.
I'm the big per guy.
Yeah, Neil's the big per guy.
Yeah,
he was just talking him up a second ago. All right, we're up. Where are we going here, Neil? No quarterback love. Apparently, they all went.
No.
Shuck's still there, but I guess we don't need to go Shuck.
Yeah, he's down here. So we could if you want a third quarterback here. Otherwise,
I would go Worthy, I guess, would be my.
Now that we don't have Mahomes, of course, Worthy makes it back to us.
Yeah, I would either go Worthy or
I like Worthy as a pick. Like just generally, I think he's a good pick. So
this is like another one of the spots I just don't love. I feel like I'm reaching with like an Aaron Jones. Even though I like Jonathan Brooks, but even a Jonathan Brooks, like I feel like I'm just reaching in that spot right there.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Same. I feel the same way about like Romeo Dobbs. This spot in general.
AJ Brown's gonna kill Romeo Dobbs upside.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's already been like factored in though, right? Like Dobbs would have moved up if not for the AJ Brown.
Where would Dobbs be going right now if he'd be going in like the 80s or 90s, I think, right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say 90s somewhere probably.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So like we're getting, if AJ Brown is not traded there, we're getting a discount. But Worthy to me just feels like he has.
How is he not getting traded? Like he's definitely getting traded.
It just might not be to the Patriots. Like he's getting traded somewhere. My worry there, and it's probably nothing, but like with the Vrabel Rossini stuff, where it's like it's come out more and more that it kind of feels like they were like twisting things in their favor, and like all of the rumors of AJ Brown to New England came out before the Vrabel Rossini stuff came out. So part of me is like, is Philadelphia going to back out or like try to get too much out of them because this is now out? Like, are they going to feel like, oh, they tricked us? I don't know. Just the narratives behind all that worry me just a little bit, but not like I'm still drafting him.
It's crazy that he's gonna like Vrabel. A lot of coaches wouldn't be able to withstand the Rossini effect,
right?
And Vrabel seems to have just quietly in the night stayed hidden, and unspoken, and then just I guess like if you're good enough, you can make it past it. Obviously, I mean Rashid Rice is probably not the best person, and look at him, he's still on the Chiefs. Like, I
mean, if you've got the talent, nobody cares. Like the teams just don't care. Like the NFL does not care.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, like, didn't he like shove his girlfriend down the stairs or something like that? Like,
yeah, it was like, yeah.
And that was like I think draft or something. So look at that. All these guys that were recommended to us, Brooks, they're still there.
Yeah. Did you
I would go Brooks, or what do you think?
Kittle falling a little bit here if you like Kittle.
I'm not a Kittle guy, but that's a big fall. Do you want to take him?
He is top of your ranks. I don't know if I've taken any Kittle yet.
Because he never falls to me there. Yeah, just take him.
Yeah, at this point, like this is the good spot to get your Kittle share, I guess.
I don't hate too, like you get Kittle at a fall like that.
Oh man, he's our third tight end. Sorry, I didn't realize he was our third tight end with Bowers and Laporta. So maybe not, but Sorry, go on.
That's all right. We don't have to do this because like our tight ends are just loaded. We don't need another tight end probably. But I don't hate in general. Like if you get a big fall on George Kittle, taking Tonjes at the end and just you have them. Like you have the San Francisco. It's a pretty valuable team to have a tight end for. Normally they produce one way or the other. So I normally don't like double tight end stacks, but I think that's one situation, San Francisco, that you can do it because they normally like to play one tight end. So like they're probably not going to both get there if they're both healthy. But what you're hoping for is like George Kittle, maybe he takes a few weeks to come back. Tonjes is good for you.
Yeah.
And then Kittle kind of at the halfway through kind of comes in and helps you from there. So
yeah, no, I don't mind that idea at all. On this team, maybe not.
No, on this team it was probably not the right. That's all right.
We've got a 30 pick drop. It was like, man, I've not drafted George Kittle, but he's going 30 picks past ADP. The sidekick isn't even recommending him, but I was like, that feels too good for
I will say though, our team, we don't need George Kittle in the beginning of the year. So George Kittle, like being hurt for half the, like it wouldn't matter to our team at all.
You're right.
Who knows? Maybe Kyle Pitts is the playoff weeks and you need him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk ourselves into that being we made a really wise pick there. All right. So.
All right. I'm just going to say if Jonathan Brooks falls to us again and we were going to take him 3 rounds ago,
I know.
I'll be pretty happy. There's another guy though that I'm super high on.
Me too. But I want to hear who it is for you.
In my ranks that I think you'll be able to tell.
Brooks goes. All right.
Actually, there's 2 guys I'm pretty high on. Tyrone Tracy's the top, and the guy right next to him is a guy I'm big on. But we can go, we can go Tracy here,
or should we go Travis Hunter and then take whoever falls and see if Keaton Mitchell comes to the next round? I'm just saying.
We could do that.
All right, let's do that because. You seem to like Keaton Mitchell so much, and like he's going to make it to the next round, right? Unless somebody watching the stream
just snipes him right there. Yeah, there goes Tracy. I think Mike McDaniel. The one thing I know for a fact is the dude just loves speed. The guy just wakes up every morning, thinks about fast fucking football players, and it doesn't shock me that the few offensive moves they made in the offseason from like a skill position standpoint were all guys that probably Mike McDaniel was like pushing them to get.
Yeah.
The Thompson kid in the draft, the wide receiver who's super fast. And then Keaton Mitchell in free agency.
Yeah.
They just all scream to me Mike McDaniel is like behind the scenes pushing them like, get this guy, get this. This is because if you watch the draft videos, is it Brennan Thompson? That was like his guy. Like,
really? I didn't know that they got a fast receiver.
Yeah. So he goes like at the very end of drafts if you want to if you draft some Chargers, but that was Mike McDaniel's like pick. They even said like Mike like loved you, like he wanted you and stuff like that. Mike said something like said something about like taking his clothes off and dance or something if they picked him or something like that. He was like a 4th or 5th, whatever he was, but still, it was just interesting that he was like the one behind the scenes pushing for that pick, for that guy. He was so high on him as a receiver, and they took him for him.
The fact that he had wanted posters of Keaton and that I had heard about this. Yeah, that he put up wanted posters for Keaton Mitchell. I was like, this is the guy I want on the team.
Because it's and you can see it. It fits so perfectly. Keaton Mitchell and Hampton, I feel like complement each other so well.
We talked him up too much and he went.
Yeah, damn it. What are you going to do?
That was inevitable.
I'm not worried. I'm going to get plenty of him this year, but
yeah.
I think he's someone you just buy.
I got to say, I'll read off the team. I don't think we're doing a very good draft here. I think this is a much, much worse draft than our first one. And I blame myself for that, to be clear.
I think
Algier.
I think we gotta go. We gotta go Algier.
We have 2 running backs so far,
and it works with Brock Bowers.
Oh yeah.
17.
You've already got week 17 memorized. Good for you. So let's look at what happened in this draft so far. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, strong.
We screwed up
pick.
at running back. We should have drafted Jonathan Brooks like twice.
Yeah.
And then we didn't draft Tracy.
I was debating between Burden and Javonte, and I went Burden, and then Javonte went, which we knew that was going to happen. So like that was
definitely going to happen.
And then I went back and took DeAndre Swift. So I think through 5 rounds we were fine, but then got 2, like we need the quarterbacks, and I liked the Goff pick, but then now we get through so many rounds. Kittle was a mistake. I think even Worthy was fine, but we should have taken a running back instead of Kittle. And I got too excited seeing the 30 pick drop, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just do Kittle, forgetting that we already had 2 good tight ends on the team, and we didn't really need Kittle on this team. So I think that was a mistake. And then here should have just taken Tracy, because I didn't realize we only had 2 running backs. I'm so Travis Hunter pilled that I was like, okay, well, we'll get Keaton Mitchell to fall back. And then we spent the next 5 minutes talking about how great of a pick Keaton Mitchell is. Like, oh no, this is, yeah. So
he's like the guy I will know for a fact that, when you pull up your exposures at the end of the year and you're just like, I'm probably going to end up having 69% Keaton Mitchell, and I just got to be okay with it. I just got to be all right with the fact that I'm going to jam Keaton Mitchell in the, what is that, like 12th round or whatever it is, 13th round?
13th, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're, you made a good case for him. So I think that I have drafted some Keaton Mitchell. It has not been like a major priority for me, but I think you made a strong enough case that
get ready, Sack. I'm coming for you.
I mean, he was
for you
near the top of the sidekick at that pick, which was ahead of ADP. So maybe you're on the same page as Sack.
Okay. All right. Not high enough though. He's not high enough in their ranks. I think he's got to get higher.
Yeah. You had him well ahead of ADP.
Yeah. At that point, like, I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like at that point in the draft, like you can start to make bigger. I think the bigger jumps early are the ones where you're like, whoa, okay, like, do we need to be this far away? Which I totally understand. But I feel like once you get past like round 11, like having a move like that isn't as big of a deal if you like just really want a guy. But
no, 100%. And that's like same thing as far as like fallers. Like there's George Kittle to me was like at that point in the draft, 30 pick fall is enough that I'm like, all right, that gets me kind of excited. Like I want to take this 30 pick draft fall for a guy that I don't take that often. Whereas like pick 180 to 210, like who cares? Right. So Dylan Sampson is top of sidekick. I'd be fine with that.
I like Sampson on DraftKings. I think we can go with
catches. Yeah.
I think we're going to need
a lot of running backs.
7 running backs on this team.
Yeah.
We're going to have to hit a couple running backs here. It's interesting, though, the sidekick jumped to receiver.
I think the sidekick is just like, you guys fucked this up. Like you cannot redeem it with running backs, but maybe if you get enough of these receivers that score fantasy points,
I guess with our 3 tight end build though, Neil, the ones we have, we better be praying for a bunch of 2 tight end winners.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like on our team. So in that scenario, only 2 running backs would be hitting your team anyways.
True.
So the sidekick is probably like, okay, get your receivers because the running backs suck here anyways. And running backs here are not as different as running backs at the end.
Right. And we do like we don't have a great running back room in general, but we do have some high upside guys in ETN and Swift at least. I think like those 2 are probably going to be our starting running backs most weeks. So please stay healthy.
If you truly believe in Keaton Mitchell, then you have to call him the Missile. That's a Matic thing, right? He calls him Keaton Missile.
Is that right? Yeah,
that's his thing right there. I'm fine. I'll call him Keaton Missile. That's respect. I'll tell you right now, that's respect right there. When you use someone else's phrase on a player you like too, that's respect. I respect Matic. I'll call just for Davis. I'll call him the Missile. Keaton. He calls him Keaton Missile, I think. So
Keaton Missile. I like it.
Keaton Missile.
It's wild. Like, yeah, the sidekick is really just like, well, you're getting a lot more points out of these receivers than any of the running backs right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's doing right there.
Yeah.
And it's probably right. There is no real like between the running backs going in the 18th, 19th, 20th round, the ones going in the 16th, 17th round. Like, so they're probably just like, get the better receiver now.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to go to John Stribling?
I like Stribling.
Oh, let's go. He's top of your, yeah.
He's going to play, and he's going to play a lot because from what I've seen of him, which I'm not the biggest college football guy like during the year, but he's an amazing blocker. And it totally makes sense to me why Shanahan was just so high on him, like over a lot of other teams, right? He said he was his number 2 or 3 guy on the board or something like that. Like,
is that right?
That just tells, or whatever he said, like that just tells you though that he was enamored with a certain trait or two of Deshaun Stribling, and I guarantee you one of it was his blocking. And as a rookie, like that's an easy way to get on the field. And then what happens, Neil, if 8 weeks in, Mike Evans, hamstring, 4 weeks, Deshaun Stribling could play himself into a role, and he'd get a few weeks to learn from Mike Evans before he got that role. So I think you can make a very easy case for some Stribling, and I think there's potential for upside in San Fran. It's always going to be a good offense with a good, like scheme and everything with Shanahan there. So you can trust that. And the quarterbacks, even their backup quarterback's good. So you don't have to worry about their quarterback, right? Like everything makes sense to me. It's just, like Ricky Pearsall's never healthy either. That's the other receiver. There's real paths to him getting a lot of playing time, and you're getting him in the 160s, 170s.
Yeah, we got him at 175 here. I'm with you. Like he's just a receiver that they spent draft capital on. They clearly believe in him. A lot of positive coach speak.
It's like one of those plays too. You're like, okay, no one really liked him pre-draft, but we saw Shanny, a really sharp-minded, offensive-minded coach, just say, screw everyone else's boards. I'm just going to go take the guy I like.
Yeah.
So we just trust the host.
The sidekick really still wants to take a receiver. They thinks Calvin Ridley, Ted Hurst, Jeremy Bernard, Tank Dell.
I like Ted Hurst.
Let's go. Top of sidekick.
He was like one of my highest pre-draft rookies was Ted Hurst.
Me too, actually. I mean, in my case, at least, that was largely guided by the sidekick. Like I knew nothing about Ted Hurst, and then I looked at my exposure. I was like, oh, he's my highest exposed player. Who is this guy?
He was like one of the guys that I actually like really looked into, and I was like, okay, he makes sense as like a pro guy. Like he strikes me as like fits the NFL pretty well with his game. And so yeah, I drafted a ton of him. I did draft a lot of Malachi Fields too. Which I'm not hating his landing spot with Neighbors.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not hating it.
I have not taken much Malachi Fields, I don't think.
I just like the Giants like run out. Like the Giants get Dallas in week 17. They get Detroit in week, I think, 16 in Detroit. And they play Dallas in Dallas. So those are going to be clean conditions, right? They're not in New York, the New York Stadium, right? Which would concern me a little bit. And they get Cleveland at home week 15. But if you can get past that game, you get at Detroit and at Dallas to finish it out. The Giants could be a best ball winner right there with that schedule.
Yeah.
That's why I want Scattaboo. I like Tracy a little bit. I'm just in on the Giants because that
are you a Mooney guy?
I don't mind Mooney. Yeah, I've been taking a little more Fields over Mooney, but I think you can make a case for both of them, especially with 20 rounds on DraftKings.
Yeah, for sure.
You can make the case for both of them, especially if you're out on Neighbors too.
Right. Yeah.
No,
I mean, they got to throw to somebody, right? Can't just be the running backs
that's
either.
the way I look at it. I mean, they do have the tight ends, obviously, and Dart loves the tight ends.
True.
I would expect, though, Likely and Theo Johnson. That's another team that I'd expect Likely and Theo Johnson to play a good amount. Like I think, where was the numbers here? 12. Who played the most plays from 12? Were they top 10? No, Baltimore wasn't actually, which was interesting. I I thought they would be. They were bottom actually. 29th plays out of 12.
This She Is First has to be listening to the show, right? Takes Keaton Mitchell at 148. You start talking about Malachi Fields, they take Malachi Fields at 196.
They might just be trolling us every time
Maybe.
we talk about something. They're just taking them.
Do we want to stack with Dontavian Wicks, Jeremy Bernard? Do we want to just say, you know what, we want a running back? What are you thinking?
We could go Washington. We got Bowers. I mean,
yeah.
Ray Davis. I like Black a little for San Francisco. I think he's the 2.
Should we do? Let's do that. Let's do Kayla Black.
Yeah, I think he's got a good chance. He's another guy that they were just higher on than the field from a draft standpoint. Those are the guys I like, though. Like, at least, like the coaching staff believes in them. Whether they're right or wrong is whatever. Like, the coaching staff obviously like them if they're picking them higher than consensus here. And I like stuff like that. So
same. Yeah. I mean, probably gonna get an opportunity. Like, they want him to be the guy, given that they just spent draft capital on him. And where he's going in drafts as the potential RB2 on the 49ers behind Christian McCaffrey, who is getting older, already injury prone, practicing next to an electric substation. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's Kayla Black season.
Black is fresh. He's ready to go. I mean, hopefully he needs like 2 years playing there before he pulls anything or anything, like, let's go. Just give us this year.
Yeah. No, it's a strong pick, I think.
It sounds like they're not into Jordan James as much, but could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see on that. I mean, Shanny's a tough guy to predict when it comes to those backup running backs.
Yeah. Brandon says the RPS baseball show just ended. Is that on the same channel? Do you have multiple RPS channels or?
No, we just said you can stream 2 things.
Multiple shows to the same channel.
Yeah. You can multi-stream, whatever it's called on the channels. So, yeah.
I have never tried that on my solo channel. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you playing any MLB tonight?
Yeah, I'll have a main lineup in there. I normally play like 1 to 3 teams normally, and then NBA Showdown. I'll play a couple teams in the Showdown stuff just for fun.
I'll probably do Showdown just because I did content for it. Usually, I'm like, if I do content for something, then I want to play on the slate, so I'll probably do a little. I don't love NBA Showdown in general, but because I'm doing content, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it. I do MLB these days. I quit doing content last year, like mid-season. I just told I had been doing like the expert survey and stuff for RG, and I was like, I just don't care enough about baseball to do content for it regularly. So since I stopped doing content, I've gone from being like, there was years where I was an everyday MLB DFS player, and now I play like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, my favorite sport is definitely MMA. That's the sport that
MMA is so fun for DFS, yeah.
And it's once a week too, so it's just like once a week you get the sweat.
Do we want to do? I mean, Wicks is still here. Sean Tucker, Ray Davis. Who do you like? I'm okay with.
I would go Tucker or Davis.
Okay, so. You want another running back? Yeah, let's do Ray Davis because we didn't do James Cook. All right.
That's the way I look at Ray Davis is like, I'm lower on Cook anyways. I should take some Ray Davis at the end and just hope. And Wicks or another wide receiver. All these wide receivers like potentially could be there in the next round. So
yeah, true.
Because where are we at right now? Is that 6 running backs or 5?
We're at 6 now. We are at 6 running backs.
We could be cool with just 6.
Yeah. So here, I'll read off who we got. We got ETN, Swift, Tyler Rozier, Dylan Sampson, Kayla Black, and Ray Davis. It's not like a super strong 6 running backs here, but I don't know. ETN and Swift could be like the used most weeks kind of running backs.
I think he could be, honestly. The more that comes out about the Alvin Kamara stuff, the more I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
I don't know. Doesn't sound good for old Alvin.
Yeah. So we could be good with. I mean,
Wicks is gonna end up here. We're gonna end up.
Wait, this person's gonna take him, right?
Oh, is that the guy who?
Yeah.
Who's listening?
No, sorry. That was She Is First. Took Damon Claiborne.
Okay. It's okay to listen and take the picks. Just make sure you hit the like button. That's all we ask.
Exactly.
Hit the like button. If you're gonna take the picks, just hit the like button as well.
Yeah. All right. Wicks comes back to us.
All right, there we go.
So we got the 2-6-8-3. Both of our quarterbacks are stacked up now. This is is it a great team? I don't think I would give this team an A, but I think that it's a solid B+.
Yeah, I think we would be a lot happier if we didn't mess up that running back pocket. I just taken a couple running backs. I think we'd feel way better about our team if we didn't mess that up.
Couple critical errors there. Taking George Kittle just like last minute was like, fuck it.
That's all right though.
30 round, yeah.
These streams are in May. We're trying to get it going again. You know, we're trying to get it going. So
yeah,
that's why we'll do it again and we'll get it better every day, every time.
Our first draft I thought was pretty. Neither draft was like perfect because our first draft we just at the turn where we really wanted quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks went. So it was like, what can you do? But I think we pulled that one together pretty well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mind the team at all. I think that you're gonna need good tight ends this year too. I'm a fan of getting the good tight. I like the Bowers, the Loveland, especially on DraftKings, but I think those guys are gonna be key players in best ball because I think they're just gonna get so much volume.
Yeah. Oh, is it Quadra Ismail was Raheem Rocket Ishmael's brother? I didn't realize that. I didn't remember that. I probably knew that at the time.
I don't know that. I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, you get the rocket and the missile. That's interesting. That's funny.
Got to get the rocket and the missile.
Got to get them. Yeah. So the sidekick thinks just take a receiver here.
Yeah, let's do it then. Let's take a. I mean, running back is. Who is the next running back on the kick?
Najee Harris.
Yeah, we can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Nope.
So wide receivers, top of your list, Torrey Horton, Skylar Bell, Caleb Douglas. I don't know who Kay Coleman on the Dolphins.
Evan Coleman. I got to shout out my guy Bruce who does our college football stuff. He was a big Kevin Coleman guy. Kevin Coleman from I think Missouri.
Okay.
He comped him as a little bit of a Luther Burden clone, a little smaller, I think, than Luther Burden, but
okay.
That was pre-draft though, so well, I don't know about him. What do you think? I know Surratt is someone the kick likes.
Yeah, the kick likes Surratt at the top. I mean, Torrey Horton is top of your list. He's fourth on the kick. A little bit of ADP doesn't matter here, but I'm fine taking
Torrey Horton's pretty good.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
there we go. 2-6-9-3 final build here. I'll read off the team.
Interesting too. We went another 2 quarterback build. Yeah,
really. I don't do that all that often, and we've done it both of these drafts now. Interesting. So we did Amon-Ra St. Brown in the first, Brock Bowers, Travis Etienne, Luther Burden, DeAndre Swift, Carnell Tate, Jalen Hurts, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff. Everything going great, I think, through 9 rounds. Only 2 running backs, but you can make up for that still. There's plenty of time to make up running backs. And then actually Xavier Worthy, everything I think still was going pretty great through 10. I like Xavier Worthy at 114, but then George Kittle just fell far enough to tempt us.
That was where we went wrong.
That was where we
went wrong.
And then Travis Hunter, I love Travis Hunter so much. I couldn't resist taking Travis Hunter when we shouldn't have taken Travis Hunter. We
didn't need Travis Hunter.
We didn't need Travis Hunter on this team. Yeah, we desperately needed a running back, and I did Travis Hunter because. I was thinking, my thought process here was, okay, well we'll get Keaton Mitchell at the very least. We were talking about how much we love Keaton Mitchell, so I was like, okay, if Tyrone Tracy doesn't make it back, Keaton Mitchell probably makes it back to us at our next pick, and then of course Keaton Mitchell went 12 picks ahead of ADP. So then we did,
works.
Yeah. So that was, but it was a mistake. I should have just taken Tyrone Tracy at 138. Live and learn. Then we get Tyler Algier, Dylan Sampson. Start adding some running back depth. DeJohn Dribbling, Ted Hurst, Kalen Black, get a few rookies in there. Ray Davis, Dontavian Wicks, and Torrey Horton. So I mean, the team is fine. I think our running back room. Is it a strong running back room? I wouldn't say it's a strong running back room, but it could work if things just fall the right way. Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift.
Like I said, we would need our rosters to be a lot of 4 receivers or 2 tight end winners.
Yeah.
Like 2 running backs hitting these builds weekly is a must for this team. If 3 running backs are hitting this team, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah, that probably means we're getting 9 points out of our flex if we're getting 3 running backs in. Yeah, so let's go tight ends, let's go receivers. We can make up those points. All right. Well, we did. We got 2. Sorry, my wife is messaging me, but we're done with the show anyway. Yep. 2 drafts down. We'll be back next Tuesday, same time for Eastern. John, anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
No, yeah. If you guys want to check out, I'll be doing streams on the Run Pure Sports channel all throughout the week. Like I said, I got the collab with Sacrilegious obviously tomorrow. We're gonna do the Inputs versus Instincts show, which I think is gonna be really fun and awesome. So make sure you check that out, 8 p.m. Eastern time on our channels, and be doing this stream with Neil on Tuesdays. I'm sure anytime he wants me to pop onto, I'm always around, but at least on Tuesdays we'll be streaming weekly, and then my guy Felix on Thursday, and probably a couple others. I'm going to be trying to get best ball streams on the channel, 4 or 5 days out of the week going into the summer. So should have plenty of content over there. Check it out, runpuresports.com.
Awesome. Yeah, check out that.
Oh, Neil, I wanted to one more thing I forgot to add. We will have if anyone's in the World Cup, I don't know, I know it's like a niche thing, but my guy Rubio has a tool specifically for the World Cup he's been working on. He is I would categorize him as a ball knower of soccer. Nobody knows more soccer than Rubio, at least in the industry. He does the custom projections for us at Run Pure Sports for soccer for the World Cup, but he also has it's like a draft assist tool specifically made for the contest, for that big World Cup contest.
Is that on Underdog or
I think it's on UD. Yeah, it's on UD. But if anyone's interested in that, he's hoping to finish it up this week. So if anyone wants to try it, we're going to be kind of sending it out. Obviously, members will be able to try it and stuff like that. But if anyone's interested in stuff like that and they are playing in those contests and they want to give it a go, they're into soccer. I don't know who's into soccer, Neil. I don't know. You're into soccer?
Davis Maddox into soccer. I know that. Josh Engelman. These are the guys I know they're into soccer.
Well, if they want to try out a tool, send them my way. But,
all right.
If anyone's interested, we'll be hopefully getting that live at some point later this week. And you can hit me up in Discord or on X or whatever. And hopefully it'll be on the site this week for members. But cool thing. I don't think a lot of people have a World Cup tool. We'll actually have like a full hub, a World Cup hub for the entire World Cup with like soccer projections, custom projections and stuff. So if you're into that, we'll have a package out probably next week for World Cup.
Very cool. I mean, and it's also a super cool contest. As I understand, I have not played it, but I think it's similar to like playoff best ball, where it's like you have to like get the teams right and they advance. And
I don't know a lot about it. I just know that I trust Rubio, and if he tells me to click the top guy, I will definitely be clicking the top, because I know nothing about soccer. So it's easy for me to click the top guy when I know nothing about a sport.
Yeah,
that's the tough thing. If I knew nothing about football, I would just click the top guy on the sidekick every time and not even think twice.
Yeah, exactly. All right, check it out. Check out the new tool at RPS. Check out the show with Sack tomorrow and Felix on Thursday. I will be doing a stream tomorrow with Shady Advice. I'll be streaming every Monday through Wednesday afternoon, starting at 4 or 4:30, depending on the day, Eastern time. So I'll be doing Monday through Wednesday the next for the rest of best ball summer. Not sure what else I'll be doing, but so you can check me out in the Flannelverse if you want to see those streams. I'm planning on having guests every Wednesday, doing this show with John every Tuesday. So far, just planning on doing solo shows on Monday, but you can check me out there. We're going to get out of here. Thanks everybody for watching. Please do hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you later.